Yes, good people. Welcome back to Chelsea's Perspective. Welcome back to another Blue Morning Show. I'm still a bit sleepy, but more importantly, specifically, so to speak, welcome back. Welcome to another Transfer Watch show on Chelsea's Perspective. I hope you're all doing well. Today we'll talk about Nicolas Jackson. We'll talk about the announcement of Christopher Nkunku, Edouard, Mendy, imminent move to Al Ahly, and Kovacic, you could say imminent move to Manchester City, Kai Havertz imminent move to Arsenal, and what's his name? Hakim Ziyech's imminent move to Al Nassr, and all that. So many other news. I hope you're all doing well. More importantly, let's get into it without wasting much of your time. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. As usual, I'm going to take my time to say hello to those of you in the chat before we start addressing the items we'll have lined up for the day. But more importantly, I do hope you're eating blue, sleeping blue, waking up blue, and overall leaving the blue life. As for me, that's what I do. Let me see who we all have in the chat already and what they are saying. Please, as usual, as I've always advised you, bulk up your comments in the chat, send them as a paragraph rather than sending them one by one. That way I can get other people's comment. If you send them too many bit by bit, it can be, it can cause confusion here. And also, if you're aligned with the current topic, that makes it easier on me because it can be difficult to switch between topics in just seconds like that. It can be very exhausting. And let's see, what do we have in the chat here? Anand FC says almost starting. Yeah, well, there. A big up to you too, Anand. I hope you're doing well. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's see how many likes we can get. I personally think that Havertz shouldn't leave. Unfortunately, the player himself wants to leave. He's seeking a fresh challenge. And there you go. He has it. And I'm not concerned with who he joins. That's the least of my concerns, really. I hate to say it, but Mendy should leave. He has to leave. He needs a fresh challenge himself. Maybe a fresh start is what he needs to rekindle his, you could say, to get his goalkeeping career back on track. A big up. Let's get it started. Jacob Hawkins, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And my bro, DJ, so always nice to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Big up Kachila in the chat. Remember, people, like and subscribe to the channel. Please do like the stream and also do subscribe to the channel. And if you can, please, one more favor, share the stream on whatever social media platforms where you have presence. That will go a long way. For those of you that are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat, we sincerely do appreciate you. So thank you for watching. But if you can do us one more tiny bit of favor, we'd really appreciate that. And that is to take a second to drop a like on the stream. That will go a long way. Big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we have here. I am excited. Good question. I'm loving this intro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, DJ. Big up to you too. Bill Antoniadis. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. It's that time of the year, says Jerry Z. And if you haven't, please go check out Jersey's first article on Chelsea Perspective. And Jerry, when you get a chance, share the link to the article specifically so people can go read it and leave a comment for you. I appreciate you, Coach. You got your coffee today. I am off from work, so I got a lot to say. Okay, I do allow to, more importantly, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Who else thinks that Saudi is playing FPL? Well, I don't care as long as what they're doing is helping us in so many ways. I appreciate that. 3X dope. Good morning to you too, 3X. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we have here. Good morning, bro. Good morning to you too, Victor. Have you seen the streaming from Rory Jennings about Chelsea cheating in the transfer transaction? I think I don't like honestly wasting my time watching his videos because his takes can be sometimes ridiculous, really. Morning to you too. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we have here. Jersey says, don't let nerves and pessimism get the best of you. Our transfer strategy is on point with the smart sales and Arabia to balance the books. And the incoming signings absolutely amazing. Here's the thing: I've always believed that we're going to do better than a lot of people believe we'll do in the coming season. Keep calm, trust the process, and let patience be our guiding virtue. Exciting times ahead for Chelsea. Trust the process. Yep, I agree with you. We have to trust the process. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 27 likes. Let's get the likes up. Good morning, Coach. Hope you all got your coffee. I am with it. You've said that. That's the second time you're saying that right now. Victor, I saw the video. Okay, they're having a conversation right there. Greetings from Lagos, Nigeria. Oscar Papa. What part of Lagos? Papa? Is it Yaba? Is it anywhere in Lagos? Just let me know. I want to know. I used to live in Yaba myself. We lost out on Orate like we we're losing Lavia. That means we have to get land Caicedo, and which means if Brighton are paying attention, they know that that Caicedo will now become our priority, and I think that will make things a bit difficult for us, which is one of the reasons why I think we'll be better of trying the best we can to get that deal wrapped up as soon as possible. Nkunku will be Nkunku more than you can believe. Nicolas Jackson is a good deal, and Caicedo incoming. Lukaku, let's see those things happen. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Big up to you too, Kishan, my bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Lakey, whoa, you're a rich boy, man. Lavia wasn't our top target. Well, there's a chance we'll still get him. But the rumors are that Arsenal are well advanced in negotiations as they push to sign him. But that's, by the way, the question for you right now. If you're in the chat, your thoughts. Are you excited about Nkunku? How well do you think he'll do at Chelsea Football Club? Drop it right there in the comment section. And it be again, I am looking forward to see what you have to say with regards to Nkunku becoming a blue. Most of us, for a long while, have always believed that we've signed him already. Some don't think that's the case, but today it's been confirmed. We got an official announcement from the club. So you drop it. Arsenal better splash that cash. Yep, they're better. Nkunku is going to do great for us. That's something I'd like to hear. Should we believe that Koulibaly, Mendy, Ziyech, and perhaps others will depart permanently before the end of June? I think they will. Probably next week we'll be seeing the outgoings like this. And it's good. I think the talks, for instance, I read something to the effect of Ziyech agreeing personal terms with Al Nassr. Koulibaly also is agreed personal terms. Edouard Mendy has also agreed personal terms. Except Aubameyang, I'm hearing that he hasn't decided on what he wants to do yet. In the case of what's his name, Romelu Lukaku, we all learned when he refused to go to Saudi Arabia because he wants to remain at Inter Milan, and the club says, no, you're not going to tell us what to do. But that's, by the way, we'll move on from that. I think those guys, we get those sales completed before June, the end of June. Big up to you too, Nkunku in, waiting for Caicedo, Jackson, Gabriel, and other players that we might be able to sign. Welcome to Chelsea, Christopher Nkunku. Your thoughts? I'm still waiting. Do you think he'd do well at Chelsea, or do you think he struggle? Whatever you think will happen, I'll put it there in the chat section, and I'll be willing. I'll be glad to read it. He has the energy we need, and also more importantly, the ability we need. Kepa should not be staying though. It's not up to us. I think he stays. We could have sold him in January, but his wages, you could say, his salary is one of our the biggest stumbling block. By now, I think he could have left Chelsea had it not been for that. But that's, by the way, I'm not sure the reason why we're keeping him. I think because probably we're not able to get, we don't see the possibility of us getting him our first choice goalkeeper. I think that's the reason why we're opting to use him for the in the coming season, and then try to find a solution, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 31 likes. The likes do go a long way. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Nkunku next. Nkunku is that one is done and dusted. Caicedo is next. Vega and one of us, Vlahovic or Lautaro Martinez. I would like us to look at Rasmus and Benfica. Rasmus Gonzalo. Is that Ramos, not Rasmus, at Benfica for striking options. I'm not sure what the club are going to do. There's a chance actually they decide they're not going to sign any other striker, but I don't know. But from what I heard that the Simham, he has a 2-year extension offer, contract extension on the table. I'm not sure whether he's going to do that. I don't know whether he's going to do it or not, but we'll find out. But thank you for that update there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I will wait to see our new team in the preseason before you come to conclusion on how you believe Nkunku would do. I think he'd do well. And on the pitch, it's a fresh start for everyone involved. The managers, lots of new players. I think Nkunku would do well. And Poch, he's actually an excellent manager. I know a lot of people don't trust him, but I think he has to be one of the most underrated managers in world football. And I've always argued that he actually overachieved at Tottenham, given that they, at the time he was still their manager, they did not invest much on the squad, and that didn't help. But that's, by the way, we'll move on from that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Coach, I just DM'd you some latest news. Okay, I'm going to look at it in a bit, and I'm going to share the link. So any panelist that wants to join us here can do the same. Just give me 1 second here. I'll be back with you guys. Is it this one that I'm looking at? Okay, I think this is the one. 1 second here. Let me see what my bro DJ has to share. Arsenal are understood to be edging closer to agreeing a deal with Chelsea over Kai Havertz, which will be worth in the region of £60 million. CFC and Fabrizio Romano, it's reporting that there may well go up to the overall payment may well get be up to £65 million. That's actually a good deal. We paid around that amount for him to sign him from via Leverkusen. So if we can get 60, 65, that's a good deal. I wouldn't waste time selling him since he's actually, made it clear that he wants to leave and he wants to join Arsenal specifically. I think 60 is a good deal, but I'm hearing we'll actually get up to £65 million for the sale of the player to Arsenal Football Club, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And if you haven't, please do subscribe. That also does go a long way. And DJ, thank you for that update. Something else we have here. Gabriel Vega is ready for the next step. He will leave Celta Vigo. His management is considering many options. There is contact and talks with Chelsea, but that's again, there are other clubs who are also interested in signing Gabriel Vega. If we want him, if he is that importance to us, and according to reports, Mauricio Pochettino has been speaking with the player, and also he wants him to be part of the Chelsea project. But we don't know whether the player wants to come to us, whether it opt for other clubs that will offer him a Champions League football. But let's see what happens. So we'll start now. We will start immediately breaking down. Addressing the items we'll have lined up for the day. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Gopu, no, I haven't seen you for a while, brother. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. So let's read the reports And also I will play the confirmation, that you can say the announcement of video from Chelsea Football Club. And this is from the transfer guru himself, Fabrizio Romano. Official confirmed Christopher Nkunku signed a 68 deal as a Chelsea player, valid until June 2029. A fee close to 60 million to RB Leipzig. That's actually not a bad fee for a player as good as Christopher Nkunku. And I'm happy, which means you can say we won't see that sort of situation where when we pay premium for a player, there will always be the concern of an added pressure on the player to deliver because of how much we pay for that particular player. And then Nkunku is that's Fabrizio Romano quoting Nkunku saying, "I am incredibly happy. Big effort was made to bring me to the club. I want to show Chelsea supporters what I can do on the pitch. I like the spirit already, and I'm happy that we got him. And I knew all the while, even I literally started stalking him. And also the Leipzig president, when he made a public comment with regards to Nkunku joining Chelsea, that was when I knew it's done and dusted, really. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. And if you haven't, I'm going to get your thoughts. Do you think Nkunku will do well at Chelsea, or do you think he will falter? Whatever you think, drop it right there in the comment section, and I will read it in a bit in the chat section. Breaking news: Arsenal new bid for Kai Havertz is said to be in the region of 55, with 5 million add-on, making it a total of 60 million pounds. It's still like even 50 I would consider 50 million pounds a good deal for Kai Havertz. I am good. Okay, thank you. Nice to hear that you're good. And I understand your absence. Bills don't pay themselves. So lots of us are busy trying to make it in life. Thanks for the update. Thanks for today. Okay, the deal is striking with Saudi people. Therefore, Chelsea is the club to watch next season. I think, as I've always argued, if we can be strategic in the market, sign the right players for the right positions, I think we'll end up doing it better than a lot of people expect us to do. Plus, we don't have European football. That will go a long way. You can say we don't have European distraction. The focus will be on the league and the cup games, and that will allow the manager enough time to drill the team to start playing the way he prefers to approach the game. But nice to see you, Desmond. I do hope you're doing well. A big up to you too, Dominic and Etche. I hope you're doing well. And this from Mark. Mark says, Coach, what has happened within 24 hours has taken me straight to the Bible. Luke 8:25, where, okay, Jesus said, this is, ask his disciples, where is your faith? Chelsea, we're in a storm, but now the storm has calmed down. I think you could see it that way if you prefer. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Nkunku as a 10 will be lethal. We just need a striker, and our attack is sorted out. Here's the thing. I wouldn't want a situation where Nkunku will be played as a number 9. I think that would be a waste of his talent. He's explosive. He can create. He's a fine creator. He can also, he doesn't shy away from taking on opposition players. So playing him as a number 9, even in a fluid approach, I wouldn't like to see that. I think that would be a waste of his talent. But that's, by the way, let's move on from that. And this is, I think this is the announcement video. If you want to see it, I'm just going to go ahead and play it. Hopefully Chelsea don't come at me. Why isn't it playing? Let's see what happens here. Okay, there you go. Yep, I just had to play it for the sake of it. I know you cannot hear the audio, sorry about that, but if you go to the Chelsea Football Club Twitter account, you'll see it there, and you can play it. But I don't see anybody else saying anything with regards how well they think Nkunku would do for us. I think he will be great for us. I think he will score lots of goals, and a lot have changed. We have fine creators on the team that by the time the manager drills them to start playing the way he likes to approach football, I think we'll have an excellent team. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. Let me see. another update here from my people. Lots of update coming. I think this one we've talked about Gabriel Vega. The news I saw earlier today was that we're all in. We're really interested in signing him. And that's probably because the rumors are that Mauricio Pochettino wants the player. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And if you are using a Chrome browser, you'll see the heart icon, the 100% icon, and the emotion, all the emotion icons. Please click on them. It does help us reach more people. I'd really appreciate that if you can take a few seconds to do that. Yeah, people, thank you again. Once more, we're at 49 likes. One more to get it to 50 likes. More importantly, keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's get the likes up. Nkunku has been announced as our latest assigned. Finally, yep, he's joined us, and I'm excited. I can't wait to see him wear the blue shirt and play for us. I think maybe we'll see pictures as later today. I don't know, but he's probably not back at Chelsea. He's not at Chelsea right now. Probably still. Not. I think they played their last international assignment for the month. So probably, I'm not sure where he is right now, but we'll see pictures maybe later in the day. Mark, the last 24 hours has been funny. The most hilarious part being Pep saying that he won the UEFA Champions League because certain striker missed from 3 yards, and Courtois running from BE team. Here's the thing. I don't think as much as that is funny, I don't think that was nice from Pep Guardiola. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along where we are at 49 likes. Let's get the likes up. One more like will go a long way. Coach, hopefully Chelsea fans can relax now. Boehly is serious about the club. Nkunku is here now. Just a few more signings will go along where we need to sign up a DM. We need to get Caicedo if that's the player they want to start deploying in the DM position. I think he's well equipped to fulfill that role effectively for Chelsea Football Club. But let's see what happens. I think we'll still see about let's say at least 3 more signings coming. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with Nkunku's arrival. Believe me, changes quite a lot. It changes the mood within the Chelsea fan base, believe it or not. Welcome, Nkunku. Thank you. Douglas and Dumbo, nice to see you. Douglas, do you think Nkunku would do well? If you think otherwise, you do let me know in the chat. I'm waiting. If you haven't said anything with regards whether you think he'd do well or whether you think he'd falter, please go ahead and drop it in the chat, and I'll be happy to read it. The beautiful again, big up to you, my bro. I hope you're doing well. He says, big up, coach. Please, can you add the blue icon for when we're talking about Gallagher? Here's the thing. I can't change the icons. Those are the only options you have available there. And thank God that's the case, because I don't want to do anything. I really do want to go to heaven. So I want to give you the tool you need to start. You can say slandering somebody. Please. We should not be harsh on our current players. I don't think we should, and I'm not harsh on any of our current players. Here's the thing, and as I've always argued, the 22-23 season is not that sort of season where it makes sense to isolate any individual's performances. I think the team as a whole were atrocious. So I wouldn't do that. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We'll have 56 likes. Let's try and get it to 100 as soon as possible. And if you haven't seen the post in the community tab, I will not be available. I will be traveling to California for 3 days, which means the Blue Morning Show will not hold until Saturday. But I will still do my best to be releasing YouTube shorts to keep you updated via that option there. I hope that will be able to satisfy your need for Chelsea news. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what else we have here. Big up to you too, Santiago Munoz. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. 100%. Let's see. Nkunku will be our best player next season. I hope he is. We'll look at his numbers too Your thoughts on Lukaku? I don't want to talk about him. I know he is the elephant in the room, but I don't think he's nice. I think he's not actually. I don't want to talk about Inter Milan right now. I was so pissed. The fact that we paid them, we signed Lukaku for £100 million plus, and send him on loan. Give Lukaku to Inter Milan on loan for a certain fee. I don't know, and we're still paying again. Even when he was on loan at Inter Milan, we were paying a very large chunk of his salary, and they came back to us asking for a discount. I couldn't believe that. And Lukaku himself, I don't know what has gotten into his head. His arrogance, is it arrogance or what? Or what? I just do not understand him trying to, telling us what he wants. It doesn't really matter what Chelsea wants. All he wants is just to remain at Inter Milan at the detriment of the club. I'm happy we said no, because they've milked us enough, and I don't think we should let them milk us any further. How well do you think Gusso will be? I think he'll be fine. It will be a good competition for Reece James. And I think he's that sort of player. We have two quality players for the fullback, for the right wing back position, or the fullback, or the right back position. If you, it depends on the approach the manager prefers, or the structure the manager prefers, so to speak. We have two players that are good enough that if either of them gets injured, whoever is on the pitch, the quality of the team will not drop. Maybe a bit of, again, our application changes because they're not like for like. They differ in so many ways. But that's, by the way, I think he'd do well at Chelsea. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go along with 60 likes already. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. Good morning, Coach. Good morning to you, Oladipo Mesole, and everyone. I hope IBZ has finally believed that Nkunku is real now. I understand that he was trying to be careful, and I don't blame him. Again, we've seen a situation where we've heard from the Twitter journalists and the media that we've signed certain players, and then it ended up not being true. So I don't blame him. But I tried to convince him because I've heard the Leipzig president speak about Nkunku's imminent move to Chelsea. That was before his announcement, months ago, actually. But that's, by the way, let's move on from that. What else do we have here? Someone pray Chelsea. I'm not sure. That's a bit jumbled up there. And someone there is that. Okay, I'm going to move on from that one. Sorry about that. Chelsea will be ruthless. I agree with you. Chelsea will be ruthless this season. 13th August, it will come. It will come to light for all to see. It will start from Liverpool. Okay, that's our first game of the season. I think what a way to start the season, and hopefully we'll be ready for them. And I do believe we'll be ready for them. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. And here is something else. I think there's something that has Nkunku's numbers. I had it open somewhere here. How did I not have it lined up? Okay, that's the one here. And this one here says, since the start of 21-22, Nkunku has scored more goals, 36 goals in total, and has more goal involvement, 53 goals, 17 assists than any other player in the Bundesliga. And that's, again, if you have to take into account the fact that he was out for a while. I think up to 2 months or so, didn't play, and himself was able to score 36 goals in total. That's not easy. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 62 likes. Let's get the likes up. And please also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. This year from Fabrizio Romano reporting, understanding that Edouard Mendy has now agreed personal terms with Saudi Arabia side Al Ali. Contract will be valid until June 2026. Mendy would not have been difficult for us to sell. I think he had offers on the table from French clubs. But he's decided he's going to Al Ali, and I think good for him. And at this age, I don't think this is a deal he should say no to. So good luck to him. He needs a fresh start, and I think he'd do well there. Negotiations are at the final stages for Senegal goalkeeper to join Saudi League from Chelsea on a permanent deal. Here we go soon. I'm happy for Chelsea. I think the Saudis, they've been our serving grace because some of the players that they're buying from us, not Mendy, but the likes of Kalidow, Koulibaly, Hakim Ziyech, would have been very difficult to sell because of their respective salaries, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along where we are at 65 likes. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. Let's see. I can barely see this, and I don't know where I kept my glasses. One of the attractions for joining CFC during this transfer is a nice retirement package plan. CFC offer sunshine, nice weather, and good retirement in Saudi Arabia. Well, that's a good offer. When you take it, if you get the opportunity, I will take it too. I am so loving the topic today on Nkunku. He deserves it. I think he's a good player, and I strongly believe he would do well for us. My only concern, I don't want to see a situation where we play him as number 9, but we're looking at number 9. We've also signed we're on the verge, but again, I believe that we will eventually complete the signing of Nicolas Jackson. He's a 9, but not just stereotypical number 9. He's capable of dropping deep, participating in the play, and he's also capable of playing in the flanks too. You can actually play him as a winger if you want to. He's that good. So what a talent, what a player he'd be for us, I believe. Big up to you too. Okay, you're back again, Anna. Nice to see you. Really gonna miss our Champions League winning midfield. Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante. This trio would truly be blessed, would truly be missed. I agree with you, but I still have high hopes for the future. I think you and I are the same. I've always said my concern has always been the club's immediate future, but for the future, I've always argued the future will be so bright that you need safety glasses to look at it, so your eyes so you don't damage your sight, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. 65 likes. If you haven't, please also do subscribe to the channel. Clearwater Capital has the Saudis investing in them too. You will see Koulibaly, Mendy, and Ziyech join the four FC teams. The same Saudi investors own. Here's the thing. I'm just happy that they've made it easier for us to sell. Nearly how many players in total? I think 4 players. Could have been 5. Maybe it could end up becoming 5 players in total. So we have Ziyech, Edouard, Mendy, Kalidow, Koulibaly, Aubameyang, and Romelu Lukaku. That is if Lukaku decides, okay, you know what, I have no option than to join us a club in Saudi Arabia. Today is Nicolas Jackson's birthday. Yeah, he became 22 today. Here's the thing. I actually did a video mentioning that he was 21. I had to delete the video and redo it because I just checked just to confirm. I got his age correctly, and when I checked it, he became 22. Yeah, today actually. Yeah, so I couldn't believe it. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. I appreciate you all, and if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. DJ, big up to you. Welcome to the panel, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. We've talked about Christopher Nkunku. Do you have anything to say? Do you think he'd do well at Chelsea? And how excited are you with that now that it's official that we've signed him?
First of all, big up to you, Kachela. Big up to everybody in the comments as always. Thank you for having me on your stream as always. It's great to be here. In terms of what your question is about Christopher Nkunku, I don't doubt for a second, mate. The guy is going to thrive at Chelsea. I don't doubt. I think anyone that's been actually watching him play would know what a player he is. Now, people go on about saying, "Oh, well, look what's happened to Kai. Look what's happened to Timo Werner. They never thrived when they came over here." But they're different players, mate. Different players. The guy we've seen this guy play. He's absolutely terrific, and I think he's just going to add something different to this Chelsea team. And all we need now, obviously, is a player to play up top to him. But I think in Nkunku generally, I think he's going to be excellent. I really am, and I'm very happy about the signing.
You sound like you still believe we're going to sign another number 9 after signing Nicolas Jackson. Isn't he a number 9?
He is, But if you hear what's been going on, or what I've heard as well, is that he's a number 9, yes, but he's not going to be our main striker. We are looking at a main striker to bring in.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the talks of Vlahovic, Osimhen are not going away. Even as talks of who's the other guy I mentioned? Mainly those two. They're the main two that currently are linked with us, and they're not going away. Jackson will definitely come in and be a good. He'll add to the squad 100%. But I don't think he's going to be our main striker going into the team for next season. I think he'll start games, but I don't think he'll be the main striker. I think let's look at a number 1 striker.
Yeah. Let's see what the manager does. But if you ask me, I'd say he's actually the perfect Mauricio Pochettino type of striker, because he's good on the ball. He's also able to drop deep and participate in the play. I'm excited. Hopefully, we'll wrap that one off too, and then push for Gabriel Vega, because it looks like we're very interested in signing Gabriel Vega. Big up to you, Roger. Gracias, hola, señora. I don't know what other Spanish to speak if you're there. Are you excited for this one? Are you looking forward to seeing him play for Chelsea? Do you think you do, Roger? Your thoughts?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Hola.
Hola.
You're still speaking, so even though I've done quite a few tappings on you in just 10 seconds, and you're still speaking Spanish. But go ahead.
Coach, you're offside, mate.
Boa tarde to you. If that means it's basically good afternoon in Portuguese, mate.
Bless you.
So that's your thing.
So, Roger, your thoughts, brother?
It's a pleasure, gentlemen. Yeah, I'm happy about it. Listen, I was skeptical that this would even transpire, because we've heard for so long that, that he was a Chelsea player, but there was no official press release. So until you actually see the club announce it, that's when I accept it. Listen, no disrespect, but he plays in another league. You see this quite often, that you see players come with a lot of gusto, with a lot of potential, and then when they arrive in the Premier League, they tend not to be successful, But I have a feeling he seems like a really clinical player. I like him. I think, listen, it's so early. We've never even seen a training session on the Poch yet. But I'm optimistic. My only thing that I'm somewhat worrisome about is our midfield. Other than that, yeah, I think he's going to fit in nicely. But then again, I thought the same about Pulisic, etc. So what do I know?
Yes, for sure. I think we'll sort out the midfield for sure.
We have to.
Yeah, we'll sort out the midfield. I think it's critical we do that. If we don't do that, then especially getting the DM, I think we'll still be able to score 10 goals and open opposition teams. Opposing teams will still be able to score 12 goals, just like we experienced under Frank Lampard. Hopefully, that's not the case. We need to sort out our midfield. We need to, you could say, have a midfield that's capable of reading the game properly and protecting the defense, our defensive line very well. Today is a happy birthday to him, by the way. Nkunku coming has upset Kai and Mason Mount. I'm not too sure, but you could argue some of them have decided they want to leave the club because they're not too sure of their future or where they fit in. A big up Kuchila, the chat in the panel. Big up to you too, Chelsea, all the way. I hope you're doing well. I see my brother GFC in the chat. I'll get to your comments in a bit. Werner was a second striker too, and Kai a mix of 8 and 10. I have to tell you this. Werner actually was more effective for us when he played on the flanks rather than centrally, if that makes sense. Yes. I think we might sit tight and wait until January for Tone. I don't want us to sign. He's one player I really honestly do not want us to sign.
Why?
Who bets against his own team, no matter what?
Sure.
It just doesn't make any sort of sense. It's Chelsea fan.
But on the field, I've watched him a lot. I've watched him extensively. He's a proven commodity, coach. He's and no disrespect to Brentford, it's my grandfather's team, but they're not exactly the Man City of teams. They're not exactly renowned for their goal scoring prowess, shall we say. So, like, if, for instance, hypothetically, if you put him in the City team, he would excel. You know, I think he's a very clinical player. He's great
Yeah,
with
but
both
but
feet
that what he did
and
is something we
aerially.
should take
Yeah,
lightly.
yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about on the field. He aerially, he's very technical. He's excellent. He's like a Kane. He can score all kinds of goals, all different kinds of goals with both feet and aerially. That's a fact. But yes.
Yeah,
So
no, I
of
agree
course,
with you. That no denying that. I wanted us to sign him. It would have been a good signing for us.
He's
But
got a gambling problem. Yeah, it's a disease. It's like a drug habit. No
to the
doubt
extent
about
of
it.
betting against his own team, it's a risk. Yeah.
All I'm saying is, though, he's better than anything we've got.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. It's also fine. YouTubers are putting pressure young talent by comparing them with legends, and also they are indulging in exaggerated expectation in other fans. Here's the thing. No, I think if you're comparing any young player to one of our legends, that's up to you. I don't think they even know you're doing that. I don't know to the extent you do it before they realize you're doing that. And Debayo Markin just said that we should be careful not to fall into a lack of depth trap. That would be an issue. You could argue, had it not been for the depth size of our squad, when we had a village of injured players, our situation could have been worse. Probably, maybe we'll be playing it in the championship right now. Had it not been the size of our squad. Being honest, we have options. We have option of Abraham buyback clause this window too. Shen, he's injured long term. Even if he's not injured, I wouldn't have advocated for us to bring him back, honestly. But that's just my opinion. DJ, your thoughts on our really salty rival fans are saying that with all our new expected signings and outgoings, the Pochettino factor, we should be winning the league. I don't know, DJ. You go ahead. That question is for you.
Big up to who's it? Chelsea? Who's it? Who's it? Said that's a message. The beautiful now. Big up to you, mate. Big up. Hey, listen. You've seen. I don't know if anyone's been following following me on Twitter at all. Have you seen this thing? I've been putting so many tweets out regarding rival fans. And it's just a joke. It's just a joke hearing them at the moment. They just cannot get over the fact of what Chelsea are doing, and it's mainly the same ones. It's always the Arsenal and the old Liverpool fans that do it. I just say let them just sulk, mate. Let them sulk. Let them see everything that's happening. You know, drinking their tears and everything. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Because listen, we are doing some business. We found a way of. Not want to say finding a way. We're doing what we're doing right in terms of selling our players and getting the right players in, and we're doing it the right way. We're doing nothing wrong. So in terms of the rival fans, let them carry on moaning as they like, mate. I'm loving it, loving every single bit of it. So yeah,
I'm loving it too. I agree with you. I think here's the thing, and I'm not complaining. I don't care, but even those that are complaining, we're cheating the way Saudis are, pushing to sign about 5 of our players. Here's the thing. If nobody talks about you, then you're nobody. It's as simple as that. With Chelsea, they will always talk about this. Smash the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Sincerely do appreciate you all. We need 23 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. We can actually do that. And my bro is in the house. Oh, big up, bro. Big up. Nice to see you as always. French Revolution people. We are Revolution people. We are taking over the world. Get ready. We are Nkunku. I like that. You're speaking my language, actually. But it's always nice to see you here whenever time allows. I know how busy you are. You're running 3 channels. I don't know how you do it. Maybe you need to give me your secrets. But that's, by the way, people, if you're watching, click the 3 dots to his name. Go check out his channel. He has Soccer IQ. Soccer IQ covers every football club, every football competition globally, not just Chelsea Football Club. And then he has the Green Top, and he has this one there, the Global Fans channel. Go check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Jerizy says, Rory Jennings, is that who you're talking about? A constant attack on Toko, and now Pochettino just seems to be driven by emotions rather than logic. It's frustrating to see such bias and criticism without considering the bigger picture. He's one guy I don't like. I don't know how he can be like that. But
You know
I
what
don't
he
care
is,
about his
Coach?
content really.
He's all about sensationalism. That's all he is.
It's
he's
clickbait,
non-set-
Roger.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
for clickbait, bruv.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
exactly. That's all he is. He's a provocateur.
He's never objective.
No, he's a provocateur. He does it exactly right, DJ, for clickbait. That's all he is. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I get that. But to say straight off the bat that Haaland won't get more than 15 goals before the season started, that was laughable.
Mate.
He's just a cretinous moron. I pay no attention to him.
But we're not here to talk about him.
It's I mean, Ray Charles could see that. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I'm going to try to catch up with what we have in the chat, and I may have to scroll past a few because we have some items lined up to discuss here, and I have to round off as soon as possible, get a few rests before I drive like a 5 hours drive to where I told you guys I'll be going today. The creativity of Jackson and Nkunku and Mudryk Enzo, all we're missing is someone who can score outside the box, a midfielder. Look how City won. Rodrigo's shot from outside the box, and he's a defender. Hosted them, Rodri, so to speak. Now, is that Rodrigo or Rodri? Is his full name Rodrigo?
Rodri. Full name.
Rodri. Okay. Okay.
His full name is Rodrigo, right? When he played for Spain, wasn't it Rodrigo?
No.
I'm just asking. No. I don't know.
No, it's Rodri.
Rodri is his name. That's just how you say his name, right?
All right. Yes,
yeah, go ahead.
Rodri is a Leeds player, so I think they are mistaking those players. They all play for Spain.
Oh, yeah. Coach, I feel the fan base will be more excited when we sign a defensive midfielder. I believe our hearts are set on that. First, here's the thing. I think even the announcement of Nkunku makes a whole lot of difference. Even though I've known for a while that he's already a Chelsea player, the announcement, I think, changed my mood for better. I wasn't in a bad mood, but I just don't know how it's to phrase it to come across effectively. But you get the point. Everybody now, again, we're all excited. Hello to you too, Dan. I hope you're doing well. Big up Giza and DJ. Big up Giza. Everyone on the panel, I hope you're doing well. Any room? Let me see in a bit. We have 4. Let me see. I may send you a link in a bit. If Tone wants the money, give him the bag and let him join us. I honestly, I don't want him to join us really. And please, if you're watching, Jerry Z released his first article for our Chelsea Perspective blog. Go check it out. He shared the link there. I think you will enjoy reading it. And please do kindly leave a comment. Take some time to leave him a comment to let him know what you think about the article to encourage him. I do not want Tommy. That's just me. And you're saying you don't want him to. For me, it's all up to how good our midfield will be. Then our front 3 or whatever formation Pochettino will use will be more productive. It's up to him. But I'm going to come back to you right now. Let me bring you in to Boehly, my brother from the Medieval land. Your thoughts? Do you think Nkunku would do well at Chelsea? And whatever you think, if you think he'd do well, if you think he'd falter, let's hear you.
Nkunku! Finally.
Finally.
Coach Christopher Nkunku is an all-rounder. He can create goals, he can score free kicks, he can score penalties, he can do a lot of things. As a Chelsea fan, I won't wish one of our players bad luck. Hopefully do well. We don't see the type of Timo Werner thing. We call it German text, but again, it's all talks. Hopefully Christopher Nkunku do well at Chelsea. I'm so excited for him to be a Chelsea player. Oh man, I can't wait. Let's give him number 11. Don't worry about you, John Felix. I'm kidding. DJ will kill me.
Here's the thing, just quickly, since I'm still with you. I don't think the comparing him with what's his name, Timo Werner. I don't think you haven't done that. I don't think it's fair. Some people call him the Black Timo Werner. I think there's more to his game than Timo Werner. Timo Werner needs space to operate. I think I did write an article comparing them both. a very short article actually how they differ. Nkunku is able to find solutions in tight spaces. He doesn't shy away from taking on his man. When you talk about Timo Werner, one-on-one in most cases actually without space to run in behind, he practically tells the defender or the opposition player, please take the ball and leave me alone. Nkunku finds solutions in tight spaces. He's a good dribbler. He's a good finisher. He can be explosive. He has pace too. So I don't know. What do you make of people comparing them to, calling him the black Timo Werner and all that?
Yeah, I think it's all nonsense. There are two different types of players. But again, coach, I remember this other game when Leipzig played against Man City. That's where I loved Christopher Nkunku. That's when I did a lot of research about him and following his games more before signing for Chelsea. So hopefully can help us beating these teams, even Man City. I'm so tired of Man City. Now it should be Chelsea on the top.
Yeah, I agree with you, DJ. You have anything to add with the comparison? I think it's criminal.
Oh
really.
my God! Do you know what? You know what?
I know. Even though you were Timo Werner's lawyer, but I know you'll be truthful here.
No, listen, I don't know what's up with people and why people are making comparisons here. Look, Timo Werner and him are completely different players. I think Nkunku's got more to his game. He attacks more. He scores goals for fun as well. I mean, the guy can like Tobago just said, he can take free kicks, he can take penalties. He's an all-round player. I mean, Timo Werner. Listen, I'm an advocate of Timo Werner. I'll still continue to be that. I thought we got rid of him too early. I think he should have still stayed on the Chelsea.
I
personally.
totally agree.
So for me, look, I'm not going to go against Timo, but he's
so
now gone.
You still represent him. That's what I'm saying.
He's still a good player, mate.
He's still a good player, mate.
He's still an excellent player, and I
understand his point. I just call him Timo Werner's lawyer. But go ahead, DJ.
Different plays altogether, bro. And I still think Timo Werner would have made it at Chelsea. I really do. But hey, listen, it's what it all comes down to.
Here's one thing to that argument. Do I think Timo is a bad player? No. But here's the thing: in the Premier League, I think had he stayed, it would have been that case where one game is effective, the other is not effective. As long as we play against teams that play a very high line, Timo Werner will be effective. For teams that defend deep, Timo Werner will not be effective. That is just that. That was why you can argue he was actually did better for Chelsea when he played on the flanks for us. He created chances and all that. Yeah. But once you deploy him centrally, he hardly performs, if that makes sense. But that is just me and my observations. Coach, we are a problem that just won't go away. Cry more rivals. I think I agree with you. They don't like us, but I can see why. So to me, that's not a problem. The DJ, this is JC saying big up to you. Big up DJ. This is turning out to be best transfer window. Okay, we're right end up with next spend of around minus of. We have lined up here. Anything else here? I don't know what's happening to the screen here. Enzo puts a request in to Poch to play further upfield. I don't think he's done that. Those are just people carrying what they said is Enzo's father is saying that his son wants to play in a different position. But why would that be in the news, even if that's the case? Rory is not a Chelsea fan. I think he's just a businessman, maybe. Oh, how else, again, do you want me to press it, but phrase it? But Kim, so nice to see you, and I appreciate you for finding the time to join the show. Dropping the likes on the stream, people. 21 more likes to get, actually 19 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. 140 million for Mount in Havertz is robbery in broad daylight. Can we add another 10 million? I'm not sure. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Big up, gents. Greetings from Jamaica. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us. I have heard Todd saying Poch should use Lukaku. How true is that? I think that is absolute nonsense. I think we refuse to let him go back to Inter because they want a loan. They want him back on loan, and they actually want a discount. And I think we've already made up our mind. We're not sending him back on loan to Inter Milan. If they want to buy him, they should buy him. And then they came to us even asking for a discount. I did not believe that when I heard it. Did someone see the assist from Mudryk for Ukraine? The boy knows how to play. I don't doubt that. I know he's a good baller. DJ, you wanted to say something?
No, I did. I know what JC's talking about. I don't know if you got a chance to see highlights of that game, but what an assist that was. And like JC says, he does know how to play. And I think people are just judging him. What people got to remember, this guy only joined in January. And I can't believe the crap people are giving this guy at the moment. It's so stupid. He'll come good in the season. I don't get it. Get him a pre-season under Potts. See him go next season, mate. 100%.
Yep, Enzo can shoot outside the box. That's the truth. And if we get him, you can say a midfield partner would be charged to be more disciplined, while he'll have the independence to be more adventurous on the pitch. I think he'd get more assists and more goals. Yep, he can score goals from outside the box. He can shoot very well. A box-to-box midfielder will also be nice. Yep, let's see. What? Cochito. Big up to you, John B. Let our rivals know that any rival with a 401k maybe maybe investigated. Is that what you're trying to say? Maybe investors in maybe investors in Clear Lake Capital, therefore investors in CFC. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to read that again to understand what you're trying to say. Sell the deadwood to Saudi before the Premier League does something. I don't think they do anything. I think those are just made up stories. People are just throwing around, because if you pay attention to it, it's not. That is, if you just waste your time and say, okay, let me look at this. What are they saying? It will make a bit of sense to you, but I don't think it really makes sense. Good to know. Greentuff is here. Yeah, he's my bro. He's a friend. Whenever time allows, he does come here. I have been following him for years. He and Rogers have some similarities. Okay. Legal services. He for the academy products. Roger for the goalkeepers union and goalkeepers also and managers. Yep. Greentuff also, he can punch you just to protect an academy player. That's how much he loves them. Yep.
Agreed.
You see, DJ is
I agree with it. But I agree with Green. I agree with Green Turf though. When it comes to academy players, mate, I think they get too much slack and people want them sold too quickly. So I agree 100% what he says. Good old Augs. I totally agree with him.
Yeah, he likes them so much. And Supreme was nice to see you. Nkunku will not succeed unless we get the recruitment right. I hope that happens. It's pointless to hype up the team prior to that. Here's the thing: I think we'll be strategic in the market, and that's what we need to do. To be sure we're well equipped to get the best out of him. What's the average age of Chelsea squad without Thiago Silva, Aspi, Mendy, Ziyech, Koulibaly, Kante, Kovacic? If we're drilled by Poch, can be phenomenal. I think, I think you're very correct. The average it should be around, it should be at least a 22, at most 23. I think that's what it should be, around that number. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. 17 more likes to get it to 100. Coach, I think the Werner and Nkunku comparison was made because we need the correct information to get the best out of them. We want a success at Chelsea, not struggles. That's the truth. I think we need to we need to make the right signings to get the best out of Nkunku. Emotional damage. That's very creative. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Nkunku moved from France to Germany and then England. Werner moved from Germany straight to Chelsea for the first time. More so, Nkunku is a better and a different player. He's more complete than Timo Werner. There's the comparison actually is criminal, I have to say. This is still the Premier League. We've seen players coming to the Premier League in top form, then underperforming in the Premier League. I get that argument. I think Nkunku would do. Poch wants Gabi Vega, according to reports. Yes, I've seen that myself, but there are all the suitors. Hopefully, he would want to come to us, and hopefully, I don't know what he does, but let's see what the player does. And rumors are that Poch he's been speaking with him. Let me see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We just need to sign Caicedo and then move on from there. Let's see what the club does. I heard Kovacic is going for 25 million, and the source said 35 million. I'm not too sure the price, how much would sell him for. But I'm hearing that there's a disparity between our valuation of the player and City's valuation of the player and how much City are willing to pay. But let's see what happens. I think he ends up leaving, and I think we'll get a sizable fee from his sale. He served us well, and he's not getting any younger. But yeah, at City, he'd be plug and play. I heard, I've read that one here this year, Coach. I remember when Hazard tried to do a Rabona in his debut match and fell flat on his backside, and everyone laughed. My point is this: Mudryk should get the same amount of time and patience as Kai. I think that's a delicious comment right there. I haven't actually at any point in time looked at Mudryk's performance and again started thinking maybe he'd fell like Chelsea. No, I started following him before he signed for us, so I know what a talent he is, and I strongly believe he'd do well at Chelsea. So I would never change my mind. And Thiago and Aspi must be feeling like grandpas right now. I get your point. Good afternoon, Coach. Oruma Dixon, nice to see you. And the guys in the house. This is a great signing for us fans. For us fans at this time. But please, we need a good DM and a forward. Thanks. But let's see what the club does. I think we'll sort those things out. I want us to get Caicedo done fast and quick. Man United and Arsenal are making wrong signings. Let's not help them. How do you think? Why do you think they're making wrong signings? I don't think so. Arsenal, I think they're looking at the right place. Actually, League One is more physical than the Bundesliga. 25 million with add-ons of a Kovacic. It's a good deal, really. City pay up. I think he will eventually join Chelsea. Big up, guys. Smash the like button. Bobby, nice to see you. I hope you're recovering well. I appreciate you finding the time to join, even though you're not that strong yet. But thank you. Would sincerely do appreciate that. Is this a dream, Cucurella to Newcastle? I don't think that will happen, actually. If it happens, then the club were really serious about making space for Ian Maatsen, but I'm not too sure what's going to happen. Mudryk cannot even shoot. That's your opinion right there. I want Caicedo and a DM before I get a peace of mind. Build the formation, then go upwards. Here's the thing: chances are we might not get a traditional DM. Pochettino may well prefer 2 6s that are more. You can say more mobile than your stereotypical DM, if that makes sense. But let's see what the club does. There's a chance we get Caicedo as a box-to-box midfielder, or maybe play him as an 8 and then still get a traditional DM. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes will go a long way, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. 1, 2, 3 in the chat. Damage the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're edging closer to 12,000 subscribers. Let's make that happen soon. With these players coming in and preseason on the Pochettino, Sterling will play much better. I think he ended the season well, and I want to see him play as good as he played towards the end of the season in the coming season, if that makes sense. Cucurella to Newcastle would be a best for both sides, but Poch may well want to keep him. Nkunku, a 6-year deal was signed before the new 5-year crop rule came into effect, or after. I think it's common sense. If we've signed again, if he signed a 6-year deal, which means probably was signed before the 5-year rule came into play. And is a 5-year rule in effect right now? I don't think so. Is he, Roger? I don't know. But
so
it
basically, is? After the January window, any signings after January window for amortization, it has to be a maximum of 5. You can sign someone to a 10-year contract, but the contract will depreciate only over a 5-year term, not a 10-year term.
On that, Roger, haven't Real Madrid signed Bellingham on a 6-year contract?
Yeah, but
they have,
the contract. Yeah, but you can do it for a 50-year contract, but the amortization is only effective over 5 years.
Okay, I get you. Okay.
So you can sign someone for 6 years, but
Yeah.
the cost depreciation is
it's
based
just a
over
bit-
5 years.
it's over
But
5
the
years.
length, the term, you can have him for another year or however many more years.
Yeah. Yep, I get that.
Yeah. Let's see what we have here.
Yes, mate.
Kukurea must stay. I think he stays, but let's see what happens. 5-year contract rules is in effect from 30th of June 2023, so it's not in effect yet. Okay, thank you so much for that,
It won't
Chesky.
be. It won't
Sorry?
be. His contract, his meaning, and Nkunku's contract is only amortized for 5 years maximum.
Oh, so okay.
And Jackson's contract, far as I know, and what I read, it's going to be a 6-year contract.
Yeah, which is fine. That
Which
all
is
they're
fine.
doing is they're securing them
Yeah.
for long term based
Yeah.
on what they believe their salary should be and so forth. And so for negotiations wise, which is fine. Don't forget, when you sign someone to a contract,
Yeah.
it has multiple definitions to it, the length, the term of it. It doesn't just have one definition to it.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Listen.
Yeah, Bobby is in the house. Let me see what else we have here. Hi,
Hola,
Coach.
Bobby.
What do you make
up,
of
Bobby.
our links? What do you make of our links to Nicolas Barilla? He's a player I love so much. Can we sign both him and Caicedo? Oh my gosh, that's one interesting question. That's an interesting question. Do we really need Barilla if we're pushing to sign Caicedo? I think
We need
Barilla
depth,
can play deeper. Sorry?
We need depth. What happens?
We need
if
depth, yeah. But I think Barilla, we can have them both. It depends on how the manager wants to approach the game. Barilla, I think he's very versatile. He plays centrally as a midfielder mainly. I think his tackle success shows he can actually play as a DM. But we're not sure what everything comes down to what Pochettino wants to do. But let's see. But I love Barilla. I started following him since we wanted him. That was on the Antonio Conte when he was still, I think, should be around at what age? 20 at that point. I don't remember. But let's see. I think. Let's see. I'm not too sure if we need them both really. I haven't actually taken the time to compare them both and see if we. No, maybe Barilla is more of a creator, and what's his name? Caicedo isn't a creator. And Barilla will get you goals. Caicedo hasn't proven that he can get you that much goals again throughout the season. I think, yeah, we can have them both. They differ in so many ways, actually, thinking of it. Sir Kukurea, that's what you want the club to do, but I think he stays. Onana is rugged. Chelsea should get him. And Caicedo, you're talking about Amadou Onana. That's Mamode Igugu. You're talking about Amadou Onana of Everton. From what I have seen, we don't need another right wing. Even if Pulisic and Ziyech leave, as Jackson is also effective on the wings. Yep, he's that sort of player. He's not your stereotypical number 9. He can play on either flanks, if that makes sense. They have the walking. Okay, they have the walk-ins. Okay, I'm not sure what to make of that. Amortized at 5 years. Okay, it doesn't matter if the contract is longer. Okay, thank you for explaining that. These players are signing so long contracts, basically making these their biggest contract of again the biggest contract in their respective careers. Nkunku will be 31 when his contract expires. I don't think the contract will be so strict that if they decide they want to leave in 2 years, that they're not going to leave. No, I don't think that's the case. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to bring in Bobby. Bobby, your thoughts? Nkunku, it's official. He's a Chelsea player. I don't know if you were one of those that didn't believe we've already wrapped up the deal, that it's a matter of an announcement. But your thoughts, and big up to you. More importantly, thank you for finding the time to join. Hopefully you're strong enough to speak if you're there.
Yeah, big up, guys.
Hey,
Big
Bobby,
up to you
big
too,
up to you,
brother.
brother. Big up to you.
I won't be long, but yeah, it's always a pleasure. Nkunku, I certainly wasn't one of those that doubted the deal. I knew the deal, or I accepted that it was done because there were enough positive strong outlets that said this deal was done, as including Romano. You yourself said it was done, but I think I don't want to disparage anybody, but I think IBZ was one of the doubters.
I
Very,
was.
very skeptical, yeah.
Yeah, and you see, this is the thing that I always kick off against. It is the kind of rather skeptical, rather more frightened members of the proper Chelsea base that are taken advantage of by the grifters and the trolls. These people that push stories that, look, Chelsea's doing perfectly legitimate business with the Saudi League. What do you want them to do? They've got to do business with somebody. But now, because they are doing a lot of business with them, these trolls are now trying to push a narrative that, teams aren't happy, they're going to look at Chelsea, and anything we do, they always want to investigate. And it's just ridiculous. I don't actually believe it, to be honest. I just think it's yet another one of those things that they push. And if it's true, then it's ridiculous. There has to come a point where the Chelsea detractors have to understand that this is sport. Every sort of super club has its high finance dealings, and you've got to sometimes just chill. We've got Man City that everybody's giving accolades left, right, and centre, and maybe deservedly so. But remember, they still have 113 charges to answer of financial misappropriation.
115.
Oh, 115 even. So,
Yeah.
I don't do them enough
Justice.
credit. So, this is a very, very serious matter. But, why we're all sitting here talking about trebles and how great, grand and glorious they are, this is a huge cloud over their heads. And should they get away with it all, well, that's a damning indictment on the entire footballing world and how they conduct business. But I digress. We're in a complete squad overhaul period at Chelsea. A little, unknown. Anybody can go to some extent, apart from the newer players. And, there definitely has to be additions to be made. Now, the Nkunku deal was done quite some time ago, back in December and so on. So it's not really a new deal, as was Malagusto, who was already announced. So it won't be announced again. But I really, really do think that we've come to that point where, yes, Barella is a very good player. And, if we get Caicedo, looking at a player like that is not really worth the expense, because it's going to be extremely expensive. Inter, I think he has a new contract with Inter, which is quite fresh. So,
Barilla?
I think so.
No, I don't think he's signed. No, he hasn't extended.
Oh, he hasn't. Okay.
Yeah, what we heard last summer or January, during the January transfer window, was that if he wants to leave, if he decides he wants to leave Inter, that his preferred destination would be Chelsea. I'm not sure if that still stands. I'm not too sure, but go ahead.
I mean, he's a fantastic player. I really like the player, but I don't want us to get into a situation where, we have a squad overload, and then, where it's because we don't have European football, we're struggling to keep everybody balanced. However, and, if there is a possibility to get him, I'll say, okay, get him. But that might mean that somebody like Andre Santos will end up on another loan. So we wait and see. I'm not really focused.
Yeah, see
on
what
that.
the club does, and you see what you've trained to do. They want Caicedo on loan with an option to buy. Did you hear that?
Well, they can want it, but they're not going to get it. They might get a loan, but
we shouldn't even give it to. No, they're not going to fill them. They're not going to give him enough game time.
Exactly.
They will not.
Then they're certainly not going to. I think Caicedo, if he doesn't get a Chelsea first team squad this season, he needs a Premier League loan. He needs He's having a championship loan with Reading. I think now he probably needs a Premier League loan. You know, Palace
That's what I would do. Yeah.
has always done well with us in that way. You know, maybe Burnley on. You know, he's someone like the Burnley guy. What's his name? The ex Man City. You know, he will love that physical as well as very technical player. So I would go along that line first. Chelsea's priority right now for me, straight after Caicedo, has got to be a DM. We've got to look at somebody like Onana of Everton or Paulinho of Fulham. We need that physicality. You know, we've got a lot of still rather frail, little-ish players. This is the Premier League. We need the tough guys. We need the big guys. We need the guys that will not only protect the defense, but hold the midfield so that these forward players can actually play for a change. Our forward players are too busy battling with players that are 10 times their size and getting beaten up, and that they're ineffective up front. Whereas if you have, you know, like in the days where we had Matic, Mikel, and so on, you know, likes of SCN, although he wasn't particularly big, but he was very sort of sturdy and strong. We need these guys. So physicality has got to be a focus. And I will be very surprised if Pochettino doesn't recognize that. I don't buy this, you know, we're going to just hang around with Kepa. I do believe we will get a goalkeeper. Whether he'll be number one or number two or two pushing number one is left to be seen. But we do need another goalkeeper. And, you know, so far, you know, our targets are the right ones. You know, Jackson, it's a kid. He seems okay, but you know what I said yesterday about him and the maturity of African forwards. I don't want to generalize, but it's just my personal impression from what I've seen. But there's always an exception to every rule. I like him. He seems fast. He seems able to drop deep. He seems to be good left foot, right foot. He can play on the wings. But is he that top 9 striker? He still seems to be a compliment. He can probably do it. I think he's going to terrorize a lot of people if Nkunku's with him. But it would be so nice if Chelsea have the courage. I know our targets are young, but let's get is it Arnautovic? I always get his name wrong, from Fulham. Rate Fulham a bit. Mitrovic. You know,
yeah, sorry.
he is that Chelsea number 9 written all over him.
Yeah.
Because I think we will have a season of a rather inconsistent, rather wrapped in cotton wool Brozier as he comes back from a horrific injury and over one season about a season of not playing, more than a season I think now, of not playing football. So he's going to take his time. He's not going to come back ripping up trees. If he did, I'll be very, very surprised. And someone like Mitrovic is mature. He was not that bothered about being rotated because of his age now. And, you know, he too has the odd injury niggle here and there. He would be an excellent acquisition for Chelsea to this new, totally revamped squad. You know, I'm relaxed. You know, I like Havertz. But if he must go, if Chelsea can manage to get about 65 million for him, I think, okay, go. You know, maybe, you know, Arsenal could do better than him. With him, I doubt it. I think something is there that, you know, I don't really want to curse the player, but I don't think if you don't make it at Chelsea, I'm not sure what he's going to do at Arsenal. But, you know, let's just see. I think ours is the business angle. If he must go, then he will go. Mason Mount, as much as I love him, the same thing. But as long as our replacements and our squad is filled with better options, then we have to shrug our shoulders, take the money for the FFP, and look forward to a brighter future.
All right, thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate you finding the time to join us, even though you're not fully fit yet. Let's see what we have. Daniel Nassr Goya says, Coach, let's be careful and not get too carried away. We are learning not to make so many signings that didn't help us in January. I think the club will sign 2 more midfielders. That is it. I think we're not going to sign too many players, but we'll sign at least 3 more players. I'm not sure what positions, but at least you, the rest assured midfielders will be part of it. Barilla is class. He's one player I love so much. Theoretically, Barilla could be that bargaining stick against Brighton. I'm not sure. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Onana and Caicedo for me. For that DM star signing, let's see what the club signs. The beautiful game says, Coach, let's jack the Lavia deal. Why? Because we can. I'm not into that. Just hijacking the deal because we can. We need depth, but we have 1 game a week. What is Santos there for? I think we may well accommodate them and still give them enough game time, but I don't know because the cup game will still be there. I think I didn't care what we do. I don't care what we do. We just need to get Arsenal out of the top 4 and get back in there. Okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 1 or 2 likes. You people are absolute legends. Very soon I'm going to have to scroll to the very bottom, unfortunately, so that we can start addressing the items we have lined up. Need to front load. Geez, where did I keep my glasses, man? Need to offload. Is that front load these lucrative contracts? A 6-year split to 4 years at 100% of signing year. Wages and drop the contract wages in years 5 and 6, whatever, to 75% of signings wages to be able to sell. I don't want to read such thing again. It's confusing me even further. I have to be honest, because I'm not into. Again, I don't understand how that works really. Barilla, Caicedo, and Enzo are all 8. DMs are players like Rice, Lavia. I don't consider Lavia again a DM actually. I think he's more of an 8 or more of a box-to-box midfielder. That's just my opinion. Rodri, Casemiro, yes. Rodri, yes. Rice, yes. Lavia, for me, no, I don't think so. But we're seeing managers who don't actually like to play with traditional 6s. If I have one of the 2 6s as Kante, even though he's not traditionally a DM, I think he will suffice. He will actually do the job better than most of those known traditional 6s, if that makes sense. Sorry?
But Caicedo has the ability to become.
Yeah, he has that ability to. Yeah, he's well equipped to fulfill that role, and that may well be the reason why we're looking at him. If we want the player, we will give the player, give him new contract before his current one expires. Okay. What else do we have here? The risk with long contract is what if the player doesn't perform and is stuck with the contract that was important point until we found the Saudis escape route. Escape route. Do you think Saudis are here for long? Let's see. I haven't heard anything about Callum Hudson-Odoi. What's the letters on him? I haven't heard anything except that I saw a video of him running, getting fit. That's just that. These trolls are fear-mongering us. I think you can argue that. Callum has started learning Arabic. All right, I'm going to move for that. I think I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Unfortunately, I'm struggling to read. I've used the computer all night with work, and I can't find where I kept the glasses I'm supposed to use for the computer, and I can barely see what's on the screen there. But that's, by the way, apologies to you guys. I'm going to switch topics, get to the very bottom and switch topics. Apologies if I haven't read any of your comments. The Prince, big up. Always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see, what else do we have here? We're still in for Caicedo. We're working on it because you guys are talking about getting the DM. He's not a DM traditionally, but maybe we're looking at him to get him to fulfill that role for us. Coach Lukaku is coming to London with his lawyer, his piece. Then he should buy off the contract. It's as simple as that. I don't know who he thinks he is. Telling us where he wants to go. It doesn't matter to him that we paid 100 million plus for him, and we've been paying a large chunk of his salary while his scoring goes for Inter Milan, and they came back to us and had the gut to ask for a discount on a discount. Actually, I didn't like that really. I'm glad we said no. The World Cup has opened the door for these Saudi clubs to buy the Premier League players, not just from the Premier League. I think they're looking at players from all the leagues also. But that's, by the way, we have to switch topics now. Let's start addressing other items we have lined up. Nkunku is a Chelsea player. I hope he does well for us. I strongly do believe that he's going to do well for us. Do we have anything else here with regards to Nkunku? Yeah, that's his intro video. I think we'll play that, and I don't think you can actually, if I play it now, you wouldn't even hear the sound, so it wouldn't make any sort of sense to play that. Let's switch to what else we have lined up here. Nkunku, his statistics, I think we've dealt with that. We've also talked about Edouard Mendy. It just went blank. My gosh, because the window has been open for a while. It needs a refresher to show the content, what is going on there. Understand Edouard Mendy has now agreed personal terms with Saudi side Al Ahly. Contract will be valid until 2026. Negotiations are at the final stages for Senegal goalkeeper to join Saudi League from Chelsea Football Club on a permanent. The question is now, who's going to be his replacement? Ty, do you see anything out there with regards to any goalkeeper we're looking at?
First of all, big up to everybody.
Big up, big up.
I have seen links to the Valencia goalkeeper. I don't recognize his name. There's been links.
Mama, that's really
I'm not
something there, but go ahead.
Yeah, so that is an option, and I mean, there's a lot of controversial tweets out there and news saying that Pochettino wants to go into next season with Kepa as the first choice, and perhaps that's one of the reasons why, hypothetically, if you go with the narrative, or if you go with the directive of what that is saying, you can have a sense to believe that the club is going to really try to spend a large fee to get a goalkeeper in, probably, which is one of the reasons why that kind of reduces the chances of getting Mike McNeon or something like that, and perhaps going for that Valencia goalkeeper.
The Italian goalkeepers, two of the Milan goalkeepers are very expensive.
Yeah,
that was probably why we pulled out it, especially the Onana. You know, not the thing when you are interested in Onana. I think it just didn't. I don't know. We pulled out. That's what all I heard. But go ahead with what you were saying, Ty.
Yeah. So with that, I believe that the Valencia goalkeeper is on the cheaper side and would obviously be a cheaper option than the both Milan goalkeepers. I'm not really sure about.
Do you know him well? Do you know Mama Philly? Do you know him well?
Not well. I have seen a few games of him. He obviously has weaknesses. He can distribute the ball, but I'm not really sure how consistent his distribution is. And obviously, the club wants somebody that can compete with Kepa or push Kepa, as some reports say. And I'm assuming that they'd want somebody that's good on the ball so that they can play from the back and they can have distributions, considering the fact that you have faster players coming into the club. So I think in that sense, he's a good player for what I have seen of him. I can't say I've watched every game of him or I've seen enough games to say that his distribution is the greatest. But I know that he can put in a shift. He has a good shot stopping on him, and he's good at that. The question is how good he will be in the Premier League if he does sign, and if he can actually push Kepa to the level that he perhaps can get to, if Pochettino believes. But in that sense, obviously, I think there's been links with Emi Martinez, and they're gonna always have that because he's Argentine, and Pochettino is as well. So new sea linkage is there. Whether it's true or not, that is also another link. But I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. I do think that judging by that, the club would probably go the cheaper route and not try to spend 80 million or 60 million and upward on a goalkeeper, and rather just get somewhere that can compete. And that's what the scouts are for. Find somewhere that could be competent enough, and then you go from there. But there's been a lot of links. It depends on how true they are. But the ones that I've seen after the Onana and the Mike McGill links are Emi Martinez and the Valencia goalkeeper that cannot pronounce his name.
Yeah, for Emi Martinez, I'm not too sure how good he is with his feet. I think I have to take a closer look before I come to conclusion with regards to how good he is with his feet. I just do not know. I have to be honest about that. What else do we have lined up here before I bring in all the panelists to comment on if they have any goalkeeper in mind? Coach, the eyesight, that eyesight will be a thing of the past. Prepare for a whole new level of eye-catching football with Pochettino at the helm. I believe you. Exciting football, not passing the ball around for the sake of it, purposeful passing and all that. The concentration level was saw. Leaving behind the tactics of Porter and Lampard, get ready for an exciting transformation on the pitch. The future looks bright for Chelsea. I don't doubt that, and I've always believed that would be the case. Goalkeeper discussion. I am asking a break. Be back soon, Chelsea all the way, and Constantine Dante will run away too if he was here. Nice to see you, brother. The vibe. Coach, can I get a I can't even say it because I have a sore throat, but big up to you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Coach, have you wished our greatest ever manager a happy birthday? Are you talking about Jose Mourinho? I have
no, Frank Lampard. Mourinho has
Frank Lampard. Really? Is today his birthday?
Frank Lampard's birthday. So he's joking to say that he's a greatest manager.
He's been sarcastic by saying he's one of Chelsea's greatest ever managers. But I get it. I haven't. But happy birthday to him. To Frank Lampard, if today is his birthday. Who's the greatest ever manager? For me, in my opinion, my choices are Thomas Tuchel. I get it. Mourinho, he's special. I think he's up there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. IBZ is suggesting Ugo Kankako. Is it Kakio? How do you pronounce his name? That sounds like a Turkish name.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It is.
Is what?
It is.
Yeah,
He is Turkish.
Yeah.
He is Turkish.
It sounds like it. Okay, is he?
He is from Roma.
Oh, okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Roma is what?
Roma is going in for him. He plays for a Turkish club.
Oh, okay. Lukaku is a crybaby. He accepted a contract at Chelsea. I think he will lose it. He will lose all. If it's that serious, he should buy out his contract from us. The journey is far from over, and the story is still unwritten. The beginning is just the tip of the iceberg. Let time unveil which manager will etch their names. Their name as the greatest Chelsea ever manager. But right now, you can pick one. To me, it's Thomas Tuchel for me. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And IBZ is saying Ian Masila. Is that the Leeds United goalkeeper?
Yeah, Melier.
No, for me.
He's linked. He's another one that's building, but I didn't say that seriously because.
And he's openly said he's not going to come to Chelsea to sit on the bench. Chelsea Godfather. Ideally, we need a 3-year stopgap option to give Gaga Slonina time to develop as was done for Thibaut Courtois. But okay, let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Thank you for 100 likes. If you haven't, go check out Chelsea Godfather's YouTube channel. Click the 3 dots to his name. Make sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Please do the same for Ty Talks YouTube channel. Ty is getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Let's help him get there as soon as possible. If you're in the chat, please go check out his YouTube channel. He has shared the link there. And be sure to subscribe. I appreciate you all, and thank you so much. Okay, he plays the goalkeeper he mentioned. Is that the Ogo Kakio? Plays for, how do you pronounce that? Trasponso or what? I think there's a Nigerian player that played for that club. I've forgotten his name. Has IBZ apologized for Nkunku? No, he doesn't have to. He was just skeptical. He didn't believe the deal was done, and he has every right to, because no official announcement. We were just told that the deal has been wrapped up and all that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We'll move on from this one. Roger, I don't know. Do you want to come in the goalkeeper talk? Do you have any goalkeeper in mind? Some to you, DJ. If you have any goalkeeper in mind that you know we're looking at, up to you. Any of you can come in.
I'll let Roger go. Do you want to go first, Roger?
No, go for it. I actually don't have really anyone in mind, to be honest with you.
Yes. Yeah, go on, bro. Go on, carry on, Roger.
No, I actually don't have anyone that says that. I do like the French keeper for Leeds. I do. He's
Wow, I'm not surprised.
You like Melia?
Yeah, he's a good shot stopper. He really is. His feet's a bit risky though. It's.
I didn't know Melia was French.
Yeah, he is French. With that name, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and he was at Chelsea as well when he was younger.
I didn't know that. To be honest with you, I watch very few other leagues apart from the Champions League, so I don't really have a following for the Spanish or the Italian league, so forth. So it's watching one team is enough for me. But the ones I see in the Premier League, I mean, listen, I think you've seen the escalation in prices the last year or two, and it looks like even for an average player, whether that be a rotational player or not, you're looking at between 40 and 50 million now. And, those days of paying 15, 20, 25 for a goalkeeper are gone.
Duka, honestly, I don't know the goalkeeper you just mentioned. It says it's Faris who? The Faris Yusuf. I don't know him really. And I'm not the type to pretend I know players when I don't. A lot of people Messola said Mourinho is greater than TT considering his numbers. TT was denied the chance by Boehly. You say it's the greatest 3 EPL in 4 years. Yeah, has he won us the Champions League? No. But here's the thing. To me, I value the Champions League more than the EPL, and that's just me. That's why I'm putting TT ahead of him. And yeah, but there are other reasons too, but that's not what we're here to argue. But your argument does make sense. Why not bring in Slonina to compete with Kepa Arrizabalaga? We may well see that, but I don't know what's going to happen.
But at that young of an age, in that position, you need to be playing week in, week out. Because this position is all based, well, actually, the whole defensive line plus the keeper, it's all predicated on experience.
So it wouldn't make sense for his development to keep him at the club, knowing fully well that he's not going to play week in, week out.
It'll be detrimental to his development.
Yeah. So I agree with you. It's hard, but I would go with Jose. I think we all see things from different lenses. But DJ, do you have any goalkeeper in mind, or do you know of any goalkeeper that we're looking at? I hear we're looking at Robert Sanchez of Brighton.
Yeah, he's been mentioned. Yeah, he's not a bad shout. I mean, but this Mama Villi, yeah, the one who we're linked with from Valencia. Yeah, yeah, that's.
I hope your tongue doesn't fall off.
Mama Villi. I mean, the guy. Have you seen the guy's height? He's about 6'6". He's he's 22 years old. I mean, he's not a bad shout if he's linked with us. I wouldn't mind.
On the ball with his feet.
On the ball, obviously being tall and lanky. And I don't know. I mean, feet wise, I think he can still obviously bring that. He needs to still learn that in his game. But other than that,
Bambi on ice.
I would say he goes bad. Bambi on ice. I wouldn't go as bad as that, but he does need to. I mean, he does need to obviously use his feet a little bit more. He's 22 years old. He's young. I mean, then you're looking at Slonina and you're thinking to yourself, well, do we need to bring another young goalkeeper in if we've already got Selena at the club
We're
already?
going to need a veteran, to be honest with you. You need
That's what I
someone.
mean.
I mean, you're going to hope, or we take the gamble of letting Mendy go without actually getting a replacement, because you've got the veteran. What's his name? Bettinelli.
Bettinelli,
yeah. He's what? He's in his 30s, I believe. Yeah, he's 31. So go with him and just hope that whoever our starting keeper is, let's say it's Kepa, that he stays healthy. You just have to take that risk.
I mean, there is a goalkeeper we can go and get, and the thing of all, and obviously he's a goalkeeper that is. I mean, obviously Onana would be my first choice, but that's not going to happen now. All right, but I think the one goalkeeper that is available, and I think Bayern are going to sell him, and that is the German goalkeeper. What's his name? What's the goalkeeper at Bayern Munich? I can't believe it.
You're talking about the huge German guy.
Yeah, no, the proper. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Do you know that he's there?
I'm sure you're not talking about Neuer.
Yeah,
Manuel Neuer. He's
Neuer.
Are they going to sell Neuer?
Yeah, they've still got him, and he's available apparently because he's not signed a new contract at Bayern Munich.
You think they're going to sell him?
I think. Well, the point of the matter is he's disagreed on a new contract. I think he wants to go, and I think if he's available, and and obviously we've got Thomas Tuchel's at the helm now as manager. Maybe he could be like a stopgap to come in, Neuer.
Sure.
I don't know.
The one thing you're going to have to accept about Neuer is, though, he does make mistakes. He's too far as a keeper.
Yeah, that's very common with the goalkeepers that tend to fly from the back. But go ahead.
When he's on form, he's world class. However, he does make a lot of faux pas, especially with his distribution. He's good for conceding 2 or 3 goals a season, no doubt about it. So if you're able to live with that, then so be it.
If we can get him, I'm able to live with Neuer being our goalkeeper. I think every now and then that high-profile error. But here's the thing: I don't think it happens.
No.
Let's see.
You gave me. I was just putting a name out there because I know he's out of contract as well. As far as I know, by me because he's not signed a new one. So
are you talking about Jan Somers? Are you talking about Somers?
No. I'm talking about Neuer. Neuer himself.
Somers is Swiss, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
All right, let's see what else we have here. Take a moment to explore the captivating world of Chelsea Perspective blog, our website if you prefer, at chelseaperspective.com. Lots of articles there. Jerizi did release one yesterday himself, and it's delicious to read. I think you should go check it out. A collection, dive into a collection of delectable articles that await you, your curious mind. I think you should go check it out. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Thank you. For 114 likes, we can do better than that. Your feedback is highly valued, so feel free. Share your comments and constructive criticism there. Tell him if he sucks at it, but I think he's a good writer. He was, again, very good again at what he does. It's Slonina. Let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Will it be possible for you to look him up? Want to get your opinion? I think I will. We'll talk about him the next time we'll have a show, but not right now. But thank you for requesting that. I would do that. Type the name again so I don't forget. If you're on Twitter, inbox me the name. I will research him and then analyze them for you. But thank you for saying that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Finally, we get Nkunku odds even. Evans. Yep. A good signing for us. Ziyech to Nassr is it true? Yep. He's agreed personal terms, and that may well happen as soon as possible. Good luck to him. It didn't really work out at Chelsea for him. To me, I think he's an excellent player actually. Somers and Neuer, those are the two Bayern goalkeepers. So Jan Somers and Manuel Neuer. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see, what else do you have here? I could live with that. Okay, yep, I could live with the mistakes. If I was Bettinelli, I would be pushing for a move to Saudi Arabia if they want him. They want quality. They're not signing players for the sake of it. And for him, he's not been a starter. So they're not going to probably don't know who he is, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 115 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 200 as soon as possible. that will go a long way. For those of you that are watching, but for one reason or the other, not able to participate in the chat, just remember we appreciate you. But if you can do us one tiny bit of favor, take a second, drop a like on the stream. We'd really appreciate that. Let's move on from that one. I'm sure if Bobby wants to speak with regards to the goalkeeping position or conversation. I think it's coming. He knows it can come in and give us his 2 cents. Right, DJ, I'm going to start with you. It looks like we're going to miss out on Lavia.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why do we want him in the first place? How old is he again?
Very good.
Sorry?
What was that, Ty? Ty said that. What was that, bro?
I'm not sure what.
That's very good.
Oh, we're missing out on missing out on Lavia.
Yeah, I think. I mean, let's see what he says here. I understand. Excuse me. I understand that Arsenal are advancing in talks to sign Romelu Lavia. Negotiations are ongoing with Southampton in player camp and the players' camp. Still no official beat. Southampton hope for their record fee for under 21. How old is he right now?
I think he's 22. I think. I'm not sure.
I don't think he's 22 yet.
Was he 21? Was he 21? I'm not sure.
He should be around
19. 19. I think he's 19 or 20.
Okay. Okay. Now I'll check in a bit. Man United are interested, but priority is Mount. Chelsea are keeping close eyes. I don't think we're really interested. Keeping close eyes. What does that mean? DJ, what do you make of it? Would you have loved us to be push for him and sign him?
Listen, I think he's a good player. To be honest with you, Kachila, I really do. But is he what we need now in that midfield with what we're looking for? Obviously my preference choice is obviously Caicedo, but obviously I think he was just a backup plan. I think should the Caicedo deal fall through, I'm not still ruling it out. I wouldn't say it's all done and dusted. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, obviously with Fabrizio Romano's tweets, they usually are. Keep an eye on it. He's always. I mean, he said the same thing about another player that we signed, and he was right about that one because we were keeping an eye on it. And I think I can't remember who the player was. I think it might have been.
What's the asking price, gentlemen?
I can't remember who the player asking price. I'm not sure what they're asking. Don't forget, I think
45 million.
Plus some of it's owed to Manchester City. Isn't that right, Ty? It's some of that money going to Manchester City as well. Well, they got a buyback.
I'm not sure if they have a buyback clause, but I don't think they have a sell-on clause. That's the thing. If there's a sell-on, I don't think they get any other funds because there's no clause to say that they have to. It's just a buy unless I don't understand what a buyback clause means.
Okay.
Yeah, and I see Chelsea Godfather saying that Romelu Lavia is just 19 yet. I think that's correct. 19. It's 19.
Wow.
So if we're gonna pay that much money to sign him, what message are you sending to the likes of Caicedo and Andrea Santos? It just doesn't make any sort of sense. But Roger, you can come in. I think if we're gonna get if we're prioritizing, if we're gonna get Moises Caicedo, then we don't need him. I don't think we should sign them both. Really, that's just my opinion. But you go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, that's. I believe you're right. If Caicedo does indeed come to us, then what does that say about us getting anyone else? Based on the fact that we do have Caicedo, and then what about Carney? I think Omari Hutchison's going to probably go out on loan, and then what about Lewis Hall? We've got young developing players also. So that doesn't make sense, in my opinion.
And Hall is, by the way, midfielder. How old is Hall right now?
18 years, 9
About
months.
the same age, I think. Let me check.
18 years, 9 months.
18? Hall is just 18, yeah.
Yeah, he's young. So he'll be 19, early 19 by the time the season's starting, basically. So listen, you've got Hall, Caicedo, technically Gallagher, Carney, what more? Unless you put them out on loan, then yeah, but that doesn't make sense when you can use them.
No, it just doesn't.
No,
and I'm glad it just says we're keeping close eyes for what? To do what with it? It just doesn't make sense.
What we need is, seriously, I think the chaps are right. We need, a defensive midfielder, at least one,
And to me, he isn't one. A lot of people think he's one.
Caicedo actually reminds me a little bit of Kante in some regard because he's a tackling machine.
Closest thing you get.
Sorry, sir?
That's the closest you get.
Yeah, I agree. You know, when you watch him, he kind of reminds me of him quite a bit. In fact, his passing, his repertoire of passes are actually better than Kante's. Listen, Kante wasn't a great player because what he did with the ball is what he did without the ball. You know, he's a vacuum cleaner. And I think, you know, I don't know. It's true, though. I'm worried about the young.
Play Kante as a number 9. He's still busy protecting your defensive line from that position.
Exactly. You know, we have to look at. I think
it comes natural to him. Second goalkeeper from Man City. I honestly don't know him that well. All I know, I think his start. I think it started for him, for them on occasions.
He did. He played in all
I don't know him
games.
that much to present a new argument with regards to for him. You know, Chelsea going for him. Lavia is a weird one. He switches off his performance against a smaller opponent, and that was why his scouting report cooled a lot of interest. Yeah, I heard about a month ago that Chelsea scouts watched him and they saw some things they didn't really like. And that was why we've not been serious about signing him. To me, I don't think we're signing him, but let's see what happens. Coach, I wholeheartedly agree with your perspective on Tuchel's greatness, considering his remarkable achievement and the length of time, the time at which he achieved that, under a year actually, correct me if I'm wrong, in such a short a period. However, if Poch can lead Chelsea to win the Premier League title, wow, I knew I will not get through reading this particular comment without seeing Pochettino in it. Otherwise, I'd ask you your ID, Jersey. Lavia is 19. Thank you. I think I've seen that in the other window, and I've also said that. But thank you for fact checking us there, especially in a time when Man City seems invisible. That accomplishment would elevate his status even higher. It's a monumental challenge, but one that Pochettino has the potential to conquer. I think he can, but let's see what happens. Until it happens, we still have to be strategic in the market and not to sign players for the sake of it. Man City have a buyback clause from next season of $445 million. They also have a sell-on clause. I read something to that effect. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Southampton wants £45 million. Chelsea apparently looking at Costa or Porto. You're talking about Diogo Costa, the Portuguese international. I think it's good. I think that's the Costa you're talking about. I think it's good. Is he Diogo Costa? Is he the Porto goalkeeper right now? DJ. Diogo Costa, is he? I think he is.
I think he's a goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, I'm saying is he Porto goalkeeper? I know Diogo Costa, but I'm still he's one of those goalkeepers that I'm still not sure how good they are on the ball, which is very important. I do remember saying a while back we should go for him, and everyone is saying no. Onana is better. It's better. Okay. Okay. Now how is that? How I guess distance. Costa is miles ahead of him. Maybe in terms of shot stopping, but I don't see any goalkeeper in the world actually as good as Onana in terms of distribution. Onana can actually play in the midfield and still do well. Ben Wilson is a great keeper from Coventry City. I don't know him really. Let's see. ACN Inter Milan goalkeepers. I think we're not going to be able to get any of them. Mayon, he said openly that he's not interested in joining Chelsea. Onana, I think we're being priced out of Onana. And there's still those guys that are pricing us out of Onana. Actually asking us for a discount on the discount because they want Lukaku, and that's hilarious. Really, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 123 likes. Let's get it to 200 if we can. City has a £40 million buyback clause. Buyback buyback, but it goes into effect next year, 2024. That's why Southampton wants him, wants 50 million this summer. They want to sell him. I'm not sure what to make of that. Does that mean they want to sell him as soon as possible or so? Don't forget, we are only looking to replace our goalkeeper who have all the current traditional attributes as our current keepers. Okay, but can play out from the back more effectively. So we're looking for a unicorn. Okay. Also, Lobster Chicken Gallagher may be staying. Hence, the Lavia signing needs to be under 40 million or pass. Lobster Chick, he gets to live on a free if we don't sell him now. Correct me if I'm wrong, Roger.
What, his contract expiration? Let me have a look. I don't believe it's expired yet, has it?
No, I think he expires. Let me see. But go ahead, you
next
check.
Season. I think it expires next season, Coach.
So he has about a year left on his contract.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Caicedo is choice number 1. Lavia is choice number 2. But I would take Onana of Everton ahead of Lavia for a DM. It's as simple as that. I think I'll do the same too. Onana, again, he's more physical, taller. And also, you can say a better tackler for me, just based on my judgment on eye tests alone. Just give them Loftus-Cheek and some money to lower the price to 5 to 10 million. Loftus-Cheek, do you think he'd be willing to go play in the Championship? 30% goes to City for Lavia. Loftus-Cheek is actually a good player, and I wouldn't be surprised if he signs a new contract and decides to stay at the club. If Lavia leaves Southampton, City no longer, but they have a sullen clause also. So whatever happens, they still get something from it. Caicedo and Lavia makes sense. You said Caicedo, so to speak. Caicedo is overpriced. You think so? Let's see. I'm gonna
sign a new contract.
Okay, yeah. Was it okay? The new contract actually, I don't know. Is it enhanced in terms of his pay? Or the length didn't look like it increased. The length of the contract didn't look like it increased time. So I'm not too sure what they did. I know he signed a new contract, but I think the length of the contract remains the same, but probably a pay rise. Brighton valuing Caicedo at 100 million might as well just buy Rice for that price, as we actually need a DM. If we really need a DM, then Rice is the man and not Caicedo. But I wouldn't mind us getting Caicedo and getting him to play in that position because he's well equipped to fulfill that role. I think if you give Kepa better trainer, he will be better than his rivals. He's a gifted goalie. We don't need to spend money on goalkeepers. And that's Centurion, Maguire. What do you say? Sorry.
Finish your sentence, but I was going to say Caicedo signed a 2-year contract.
The contract was extended. Was that what you're saying?
Yes, by 2 years. He was going to.
By 2 years. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was just.
When did this take place?
Sorry?
Earlier this year.
Okay.
Was it earlier this year? I think it was.
I think it was this year. It was this January?
Yeah, in March. In March.
It was. It was again. Around March that he did that. Yeah, because he didn't get his. He wanted to leave the club in January. It didn't happen. But after that, they were able to convince him to sign a new contract.
That was embarrassing too, because he put out a strip.
You could say a heartfelt letter. We're ready. And
is he pushing for a move to Chelsea?
I think they have. Should I say a gentleman's agreement?
Pushing.
If they get again money. Or you could say an offer that measures the evaluation of the player, they'd let him go. But what sort of that's just a gentleman's agreement. I don't think that means they may well decide they don't want to sell him if nobody pays up again offers them how much they want. They may well decide they don't want to sell him. Also, if we want Caicedo, who isn't so tall, a partner in Enzo who isn't tall either. Adding Lavia will put us at height disadvantage for years. I think I agree
Height
with you.
does not matter.
We should look to balance it out. Ty, what did you say?
Height does not you could have a very tall player and they're not competent. It doesn't matter
But
about height.
if you have height, it's a plus. When you
It's
say
a plus, but it's not a necessity. The height does not guarantee a success. If you can be tall, you can do nothing with the height. Look at strikers, for example. You have very tall strikers, but they're not going in the air. So the only advantage that or one of the most likely advantage you get from a tall midfielder is that when you have any, what do you call it, corners or other threats, you have them as an advantage to get rid of the ball or clear the ball. But other than that, it doesn't matter because the physicality is what matters. Them being able to muscle a player off the ball,
upper body strength,
reclaim on possession and progress the ball forward. That's the objective. But I get what they mean about the height, but the height should not be the main point to say that you shouldn't get.
Yeah, but Kai, I think it's it's assumed that when someone's referring to height, it's assumed that obviously it comes along with competency, with upper body strength, with the ability to out-physical someone. I think that's the whole intent of that inference, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Roger, here's a question for you on the screen.
What is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm struggling to read that because I don't know where I kept my screen protection glasses. Yeah.
No, I hope not. No. Listen, I hope we're up 3-1. Actually, I hope we're up 3-0. I always want a clean sheet. But yeah, that's funny. We shouldn't expect anything right now. What we should expect is for him to instill discipline and to have a more defensive-minded orientation into the squad.
Yeah, I do expect to see that myself.
And team fitness, as in being in running shape. That's what I expect. Nothing less.
Yeah, I do agree with you. This is I think you've read it yourself, Roger. Lazio are apparently making a Ruben Loftus-Cheek their priority signing, according to report. It's believable, given that Mauricio Sarri, is that Sarri? What's his name? Is his first name Mauricio too?
Mauricio.
Yeah, Mauricio.
One has a C, one has a Z.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Mauricio Sarri. He likes Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and I think he would do well for him. Hopefully,
he did his best
to be able to sign him. Sorry.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He did his best under him, although that was
he
really
liked him. Yeah.
And then, but he also got that big injury under him, so it's good and bad.
Yeah, in the useless friendly in the United States.
Yeah.
Poch goalkeeper is Pochettino's goalkeeper is Spanish, so it will help. It will help keeper feel at home. Are you talking about Pochettino's goalkeeper trainer?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Poch was a goalkeeper.
Yeah, wait, what's going on here? I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. Well, I appreciate you all. I think we are at how many now? 128 likes. That's not easy. What's up? What's up to you too, Louis Rivera? I hope you're doing well. I would like to see Reece James in midfield and Gusto in the right wing back and right back position. Combine him with Enzo and Lavia, and that will be a tough midfield to penetrate and dangerous going forward. Here's the thing: I don't think we have the luxury to experiment. We need to hit the ground running. Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be using a 4-2-3-1 more than a 4-3-3? Right.
I'm not too sure. It depends on the players he has available to him. So I'm not too sure what he's going to do. But right now, I think we can play 4-2-3-1. Even we can play deploy 2 6s, 2 wingers, a 10, and number 9. I think we can at this one. Given the players we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. This here talks about Gabriel Vega. Liverpool remain well informed on Gabriel Vega situation, in Gabriel Vega's situation, but no bid as of now. focus on more physical midfielder at this stage. Thuram and Kone, both players and Liverpool are trying to sign them both. Chelsea called to be informed on Vegas clause conditions, and Chelsea called to be informed on Vegas clause conditions earlier this week, and we'll discuss that internally. I think we're serious about him. Some of the reports are saying that we're all in for him right now. Ty, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I'm saying that's unfortunate that that you have Liverpool in the picture as well, because there's something about Pochettino supposedly calling him directly and his representatives to push the project and to let him be known that he wants him at Chelsea. That's what reports say.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. What position do you think we're looking to sign him for?
Ooh, I think it may be in that attacking midfielder role, center mid role, whichever one you want to call it, depending on the formation. But I think it's more of an attacking minded player. Probably as a
he is attacking minded. Yeah, good. He got eyes for goal too.
Yeah, a player that you could probably utilize as a. You never know. He could be one of those players that can offer something that Kovacic lacked, and also, or it could also be a player that could accommodate Nkunku. It depends on the formation at the end of the day, because if we're gonna use a 4-2-3-1, obviously, you know that opens up space for three attacking midfielders or three forwards, depending on what you want to use, or a midfielder or attacking minded midfielder. So I think it probably the attacking area is where you most likely want him to be closer to, because like you said, he has an eye for goal. He's young, still has a few way to go in terms of his development, but he's a good player and he's a promising player. So it'll be interesting. And if there's a release clause or if there's a clause, then that will also make it a bit more easy to obtain him if the club are indeed able to convince him.
Richard, do you think we need him? Do you think we really do need Gary Vega?
You know, this is what's perplexing me about our midfield. Well, when you look at who we have currently on the roster, and I understand we've got people leaving, based on what formation he tends to utilize, what does that say about the current people we have that are going to be staying? Shall we say that we're assuming are staying, and we're assuming players that are leaving? So where does that put them? You know, does that mean they're not in the short-term plans? Like, will Carney not be playing that much next year? Will he be going out on loan? I don't know. This is what needs to be determined. You know, it's hard to speculate. It really is. I think if we get young players like this, then what does that say about Hall and Carney, etc., or Santos? You know, why are we buying these players, or why do we have these players on the roster then if they're not going to be utilised? This defeats the object, in my opinion. Then sell them or move them on.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm not too sure why. I'm not too sure why we're looking at him, but maybe the manager has plans. Since things have gone to the extent of him calling him. Let's see what happens. Let's see what else we have here. 4-3-3, 4-4-3, so to speak, suggesting. JC, with these loopholes, you never know. One day we might eventually see a 4-4-3 structure on the pitch. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Thank you for 132 likes. Let's get it to 200 as soon as possible. Ty, were you saying something?
I'm saying that means we'll have no goalkeeper then?
No, you see him mentioning, he mentioned loophole. That's, we can field 12 players and nobody will know. That's why he's just making fun of Todd.
No.
The rumors that he suggested a 4-4-3.
It's allowed to go for the ball when it goes out. So rather than the goalkeeper going out for it, sometimes you have that player going for the ball as well, and then you have the goalkeeper as well.
Yeah. Big up to you, Faldiazo, aka Boogeyman. Always nice to see you, brother. It's been a minute. He says, big up, lads. It's been a long time perspective. It's been a while. And I just was checking my email because I get too many. And I saw you actually did send me an email. I was the heck, and I checked the date. I couldn't believe it. probably when I told you to find a way so that I can send you the link, because I refused to share the link to the panel in the chat section at that time. How is Roger doing after Potter achievements as coach? Yeah, I think his lawyer. I think you recognize that Roger is Potter's lawyer. I think he's doing well. Probably it's not always nice for one to lose their job. I think he doesn't work for Potter anymore. Anyway, difficult to be excited about Chelsea right now. I am more in wait and see mood. I think I've conditioned myself that way too. I have expectations, but at the same time, I think I've resigned to just to the wait and see mood, so that I don't expect too much and then end up being too disappointed when things I expect to happen don't happen. I don't know if anybody else wanted to add to that comment from File as a boogeyman there. If not, I'm going to move on. I'd rather keep a Gallagher than buying this Vega guy. I think Vega.
Wow, that's
that is some comment, really. I think Gabriel Vega over Conor Gallagher, but that's just me.
He's a team player. Gallagher can be selfish.
Even though I think Gallagher, there's a good player in him, he just needs to mature and become better. I take Vega over him, but that's just me. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 132 likes. I appreciate you all. We don't need this guy for real. Give the younger lads that role to play. I think, yeah, I agree with you and I agree with Roger. We have Lewis Hall, who's traditionally a midfielder. Now we're playing him again as a defender, and I think that will actually continue. If he, again, it's just the same argument I made when I was arguing that we should actually keep Levi Colwell. We should keep him. He's good, but yeah, I think I'm arguing the same. Levi Colwell, Lewis Hall will actually do well for us in the midfield, but unfortunately, I don't think he'd get a chance to play there. That is my opinion. I don't know if anybody else has anything to add to that. DJ, you haven't spoken. You're back. Your thoughts? Do you think we need Gabriel? No worries, bro. Do you think we need Gabriel Vega?
Listen, I wouldn't say no, Tim. I'm not going to sit here and say I've watched it all of them. I've seen some of his play. He's not a bad player at all to bring in. But again, I've seen someone. I think. So, I mean, people are saying about the youngsters getting in the opportunity. I think they will do, but I think I would have him over Gallagher any day of the week. I think he's a better player than Gallagher, and I think he's more of a what do you call it player? And he
you can say more of a CM or CAM.
Yeah, he's more of. I think we need that in the team at the moment, to be honest, especially the likes of Cover and players like that going. However, I've just got this funny feeling, guys, and don't quote me on this, but I've got a funny feeling Mason Mount's not leaving Chelsea. So that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of deals are not going to get. This deal may not happen because of that reason, because I don't think Mason Mount's going anywhere. So that's just something I've.
DJ, you don't think Mason Mount is leaving Chelsea?
Nope, I don't think he's leaving Chelsea.
If he stays, then it won't. It's not going to be pretty. There's going to be a lot of.
You don't think Mason Mount leaves Chelsea?
I don't think he's going to leave Chelsea. No, I'll be honest with you.
Okay, Roger, you have anything to say with that?
Yeah,
what DJ just said? I'm shocked.
No, I agree, because Chelsea's sending a signal to say, "Listen, we want 70 million, and we're not."
And you want him to end up living on it free?
No, that doesn't equate that, Coach. That's an assumption. He could,
but he's refused to sign a new contract.
Yes, but and he has the ability to change his mind based on a working relationship with Poch. Is it a risk? Yes, it is. But you have to understand, if Poch wants him, hypothetically speaking, Poch will then work with him and build a rapport, a working relationship where he could persuade him to stay and say, "You're going to be part of my core going forward," so to speak, or words to that effect. So, to paraphrase. And so you don't know, just because he doesn't want to play for us now, or because he wants out, maybe he's lost interest, maybe he's disenchanted, etc. And listen, he has been underpaid, for a long time now. He's getting pittance compared to most other players. So I understand his position. However, you're right. Guess what? Chelsea may not sell him, and he could end up indeed going on a free. But that doesn't automatically mean that could transpire.
Think about it this way, Cucillo, right, and everyone on the panel, yeah. Look at the plays we're losing to the to all these Middle East teams, right? A lot of them are going to be coming off the wage bill, and a lot of them are on big wages. Now, I personally think once those players go, Mason Mount gets his new contract. That's what I personally think, and I think that's what will happen because I think Pochettino wants to work with Mason Mount. He's already said that already.
Yeah,
Mason.
Already said that, yeah.
I don't think Mason wants to really leave Chelsea. That's my honest take on it. And I personally think if these players do end up leaving, your Covers, your Havertz, your Ziyech's, your Koulibalys, these guys are all on big wages.
They're on 200,000-300,000 a week.
And I think Mason will get that. And I'm not saying we still can't get Vega. We can still get this Vega guy as well. I don't see why we can't get him and keep Mason Mount in the team as well. So that's just my honest take on it. I really think that Mason Mount's not going to leave Chelsea. I might be wrong.
I think Mount would excel under Poch. He's Poch's kind of player.
You think about it, Ty. Do you think about what I'm saying, Ty, on that one? If you think about all the players that are leaving, I just think so. That's just my take. It's just my honest take. You guys can all come and kill me later on in the comments down the line, but it's all I'm saying.
I get it. GJ, I actually side with you on that to a certain extent. I get it.
It's just logic. I'm just looking at logic from a logic perspective point of view.
Logical.
Yeah, if all these players are leaving, okay, and they're on big money wages, and Mason Mount can't get the contract that he wants, once all these players are cleared off the books, these ones that are on big, I don't see why they don't say to Mason Mount. They sit him down. He might even stay at Chelsea for one more year, right? See how the year goes under Poch. Yes, he could possibly go on a free transfer come next summer. I get that, but there's also that possibility that he might actually stay. If he does well under Poch and Poch likes him, he might say, okay, I like this. I want to stay at Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea boy. I don't want to really go. The club are really forcing me out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's just my honest opinion on it.
And don't forget the report.
Listen, the possibility is still there, but I'd argue that he's more likely to leave Chelsea than stay.
Well, don't forget the previous reports were not based on the length of the contract or the amount. It was based on the media rights. So it's negotiable, It all depends. And he is first and foremost a Chelsea player. So as human nature dictates, you're in a comfort zone.
And let's be honest, guys. I think Chelsea know full well they are not going to get 70 million for Mason Mount, right?
Which is why he could also which could also lead to the fact that he could leave because they may reduce that valuation. So both perspectives are very strong. It could be a case where, because like Roger just said, the media rights is one of the major issues there. So if you can rectify that, or the point that you made, DJ, about getting rid of, I don't want to say get rid of, but when those players leave, or which are close to leaving, that frees up the wage bill, and it gives you the opportunity to raise what the wages are. But if you go with what Roger said, it's not necessarily about what the wage is in terms of what he gets paid as a weekly salary, but more of that rate. So both stands are very strong because it could be a case of the valuation drop, and that's going to go into whoever's going to sign him.
And listen, he's probably going to demand to be playing week in, week out. Let's be honest, okay? People are going to say, okay, we're not in Europe next season, right? Yeah. So a lot of these players should get the opportunity to still play in the team because obviously we've got the FA Cup, we've got the Carling Cup, whatever it's called now, the League Cup, and you've got the Premiership. All right. So they're the three things we're going to. Obviously, they're three things we can only go for the season. So the squad will be just enough for these players, and so everyone will get an opportunity to play. I just think, and to be honest with you, I'm not one of those who's ever wanted Mason Mount to leave anyway. I've always said I wanted Mason Mount to stay at Chelsea personally, but I know there's a lot of fans out there that want him gone. I've always said I've never wanted him to go, and if he stays, I'll be happy if he stays. I think I really will be.
DJ, the key to this whole equation is Poch. Basically, it's based on the fact whether Poch, if Poch goes to the directors or the owners, whomever, the upper echelon and says we keep him at any expense and I'll work with him, then they'll keep him. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's true. And and I'll say another thing here, guys. I don't think that, here's why I don't think it's that simple, Roger.
even if Poch wants to keep him, if he refuses to put pen to paper for a new contract with the new format, the new contract format, I don't think they'd risk giving him something different.
No,
that would lead
Coach.
to,
But you're assuming the fact that Poch won't talk to him. Don't forget.
No,
don't forget.
Which means he'd have to compromise. Is that what you're saying? Convince him.
No. I'm saying, listen,
compromise.
Mount is a Chelsea player. Poch can speak to him. But that's not an assumption that you're saying that we'll keep him at any price and that's it. No, he's going to communicate with him. He's going to build a rapport or a working relationship. And say,
beyond that, he has to agree to the contract.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. So that's under the assumption where you had stated he's going to go. But then if Poch speaks to him and says, listen, prior to the window closing, this is what we can do and so forth. Work with me, give it, until the January window or the next summer. And that's it. It's that simple. He's not going to go keep him at any cost and not have an open relationship with him, communication with him. Of course he's going to. He's going to get feedback from that.
Yeah.
And also, there's an update here. Go ahead.
I'll just say one more thing. I'll say one more thing before we leave off the Mason Mount thing. Listen, if he doesn't want to stay, I've always said no player is bigger than the football club, yeah? So if he wants to go, then he goes. Get rid of him. That's what I'll say. But I personally think he doesn't want to leave. That's my honest take on it, right?
Really?
I don't think he does. I don't know. All these things coming out, people. Have you actually heard him saying with his own mouth that he wants to leave Chelsea?
No, but he's been very cautious with the way he makes statements.
I get that. I know what you're saying.
Let me ask you a question, gentlemen. Each yes or no. Who wants Coach? Do you want him to stay? Yes or no?
I honestly, I don't have option. If he stays, I'm fine. If he goes, I'm fine.
That's not a yes or no.
It's on the fence.
I can't say yes, it's Yes, right now. He's become such a. Even though I know there's a good player in him, he's become such a divisive figure that I don't want him to stay anymore. Honestly, I know he's going to do well somewhere else, and that's fine by me.
But that's
he's recognized again. He's been abused so much. He's probably decided he's going to leave because they have abuse and all that.
Ty, what about you? Do you want him to leave?
I know what Ty's going to say.
I know exactly. Therein lies the bias of your conversation.
I didn't even answer. Like what?
Exactly. Therein lies the bias, gentlemen.
But from your laughing
perspective.
Hold on. Let me reply.
But from your laughing, Ty,
you're not being open-minded. You're not being objective.
Can we hear Ty? Okay, Ty.
I did not even reply.
Give us an answer.
DJ only said that he knows what I'm going to say. I did not even answer. Okay.
You're laughing, mate. You can tell. That's why, bro.
I'm still gonna say this. I get your argument, DJ. You think he stays, but I don't think he stays. If he stays, fine. If he goes, fine by me. An update sent by DJ saying Chelsea plot Conor Gallagher swap deal to fend off a Tottenham. A swap deal. It's not clear. That report there from Football Insider. It's really not clear, DJ.
So what's that?
Can you elaborate on that?
What's that, brother? Sorry. Oh, you talking about the one for Conor Gallagher?
The report you shared with me saying that Chelsea are plotting a swap deal to swap Conor Gallagher with who?
Well, they're talking about they're going to use him as part of the Moises Caicedo deal. That's what's been mentioned because I know there's been a lot of talk.
Tottenham.
Correct. Yeah. There's been a lot of talk. Obviously, players will be used in this deal. And as far as I know, Chelsea have already come out and said that Corville's going nowhere. He's not part of no deal. And then there's two other players that have been mentioned, possibly Conor Gallagher and Broha are the other two players that have been mentioned that could go the other way. But as far as I know, from what I'm hearing, I'm understanding it's Conor Gallagher. But it's whether I don't think Brighton personally, though, from that report, even though it's come from that, I don't think Brighton want Conor Gallagher. That's just my honest take. I think they still are all going out for Corville, even though Chelsea have said no. The other thing is also coming out is there's also talk that obviously they want, as I said, Broja. And the other one that's been mentioned that they might even consider taking is Kalidow as well. So, there are the options. They're the two players that Brighton are looking at, is Broja and Kalidow.
Okay, in other updates here from AD, sorry, were you still speaking, DJ?
That's it, bro. No, I was just saying the name.
I do not want us to swap Cassidy.
No way. Even on loan.
I don't think we sell him. We're not going to sell him. Don't
He's
worry
not
too
alone.
much, Roger, but go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, his potential is no, it hasn't even been realised yet. I think that would be.
He won't.
It's far too premature to do such a thing.
He actually
I agree.
isn't he
I
the
agree.
MVP of the Under-21 World Cup?
Yes.
He's a top scorer. Did he win the MVP? I don't remember, but I know he's a top scorer
as well. He was the top
Sorry?
assister as well.
top assist also. Yeah, and yeah, I don't think Chelsea will sell him.
No.
Was he the best player?
I think he was top goal scorer with I think how many goals in total, and also MVP. I think so. I don't think Chelsea will sell him. Even Chelsea might want to decide he's not going on loan. Actually,
No, they're just
he's
trying
not
it,
mature.
Kuchela. They're just trying
Sorry?
it, Kuchela. That's all. They're just trying it. That's all. But it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And Chelsea will
They're
not sell him
testing
either.
the waters, yeah. In another update here from AD says Arsenal are understood to be edging closer to agreeing a deal with Chelsea over Kai Havertz, which will be worth in the region of £60 million. That's an effing good deal, really. We should take it. Don't even waste time.
Coach.
Yeah.
Could I please reply to
Yeah,
Roger's
go ahead,
question?
Ty.
Up to this point, I haven't still not given a reply.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Shoot. Answer the question.
I was going to say that, no, I don't want him to leave because I want to see what he will do under Pochettino. But if he leaves, then I'm not going to cry.
Yeah.
Really shocking.
Yeah. And my take on it, as I said, Roger, is I want him to stay. But as I said, no player is bigger than the club. So if he wants to go on, if he's going to kick up a fuss about things, then then I'll say on your bike. But as I keep saying, I hope he does stay.
He's better off leaving Chelsea. Because if he stays, if anytime he loses form again, he's in trouble. In another report, Christopher Nkunku was one of the most appreciated players by Real Madrid to strengthen their attack, but they left it too late, and Chelsea closed the deal in the first month of last season. Wow.
That's by reliever, right?
Sorry?
That report is by reliever, right?
By who? Let me see. Let me look at that report again.
The Spanish news article.
That's Pice quoting a reliever. Yeah. He's a fine player. I think we don't know how lucky we are actually, and that's why I was telling people that was arguing that we haven't signed him. That if Nkunku, if he was available on the market, you'll be hearing so much about club fighting over his signature, maybe slugging it out for his signature. I think Chelsea they should sign Maddison from Leicester City, and we're not looking at him. Again, I'd rather keep a Ruben Carney than this Vega dude. Wow. Okay. That's important, brother. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Is Jackson going to be our only signing in the striker position? I don't know, really. Or do you think we're going to sign a marquee striker in like a Osimhen or who's the next one or someone else? I'm not too sure. Osimhen will sign a new two-year contract extension at Napoli. I'm not too sure. There's no way to confirm that. So I'm not sure what's going to happen really, but let's find out. Ty, were you saying something?
I'm saying Osimhen cannot happen. I don't think the club are going to spend 150 million for the player.
That's too expensive. Yeah, I don't think we'd do that, and it wouldn't make sense either to do that. We're going for Vega only if Mount leaves. I see. I didn't know that. Sadly, I don't think Hall is going to get the minutes he deserves. If he does, actually, it will be in the fullback position. Sorry.
You may never know. Anything can happen. The season is going to be long, and opportunities will arise.
Plus, he's extended a year. Plus, he's extended a year on his contract as well. By the way, he's now contracted to 2026.
Yeah. We did talk about that the other day. Yeah, we need to let this get the ballers he wants, and don't change him, because most ballers are purchased on the different coaches, and they are all gone now. So that messes up the manager's plan. Is that what you're saying? Glenn, always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. So 98% of the squad, I'm not sure what your reference is, so I'm not going to respond to that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go along. We appreciate you all. Jonathan Hill, I agree. Madison will stay. Mason will stay. Mason Mount will stay. Just okay. Let's see. Just Madison. You see why it's not okay to switch topics from Mason Mount to just Madison. The brain sometimes can get things mixed up that way. Roger is not the only lawyer on the platform. IBZ is also a lawyer for Todd Boehly. Yeah, many of us are, and I think you could. I am one too, but I'm not very active. Fadi as a boogeyman says, I really don't understand these new belief our fans seem to have in Kepa. Look at Onana's performance in the final. He is the foundation of everything good about Inter Milan. The truth remains, the fact that we can all split out of the Onana decided not to forfeit forfeiting Onana's pursuit isn't down to the fans. I don't think the fans' opinions willed. Again, I don't think he willed any measure of influence with regards to what the club does or what they don't do, in terms, like, especially when it comes to signing players. But I'm not too sure there what to make of that one. Yeah. If Mount is okay with coming off the bench and he stays, which I don't think that would be the case. We're still talking about Mount. Yeah, we're switching between topics. We're not well into the again. You can say the structured topics. Once we do that, I will skip topics that aren't aligned with the current topic. Hi, coach and panel. We should only strengthen keep a DM and a striker. Cannot Cesar Caicedo get the chance instead of buying Vega? I'm not too sure what the club wants to do, and I'm going to keep saying that. On Mason, I tend to agree with DJ. And okay, you think he's safe? Okay, let's see what happens. Mason should have gotten the same or a similar contract to Reece James, a player of the season, 2 years of running until he didn't get what he deserved. That's your opinion. I'm not sure.
That is not him winning player of the season does not equate to anything because to be quite frank, nobody was actually performing at a high level. So to compete with him other than Silva, and even then Silva didn't even win the player of the season. And then to compare the Reece James and Mason Mount when those two positions have different importance. We didn't have anybody else at that time. We only had Aspie, and James was the younger option. You needed to tie him down to a bigger deal, and he deserved it as well, just as Mason Mount deserved it as well. So I don't think that the fact that he won player of the season should really matter the fact, because it's not like the club didn't try to extend. It's a fact that he wanted more, and you can't. And judging by when the talks began, and all these players that were signed, it wasn't easy to just give him what he wants. And to be fair, just bend over and give players what they want as well. James got what he wanted, and he didn't complain. So there's a difference between both.
Yeah, innovative solutions says signing off on Nkunku is one of the main reasons why Mount and Kai want to leave Chelsea, because they see him as a direct threat to their playing time. Well, he's entitled to his opinion. Mason should stay to give us old-fashioned something to connect with. I think we have to keep 3 to 4 Cobham graduates in the first team. Unfortunately, there's a risk there, especially when you talk about Mason Mount and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Both will just end up living on a free. Except if we can get them to sign a new contract, fine. But we can actually replace them with all the Cobham graduates. Matson comes in. I think we have good players from the academy that will help us make up the homegrown quota if need be. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Coach perspective, wishful thinking. Maybe he needs to feel loved. If we make him the highest paid player in the team, he will stay. It's business for everybody, for all parties involved after all. So it's about money. As I understand that. If a CFC buy Caicedo and a striker, Mount will have too much competition to start. Wow. Okay, so much Mount bias on display.
Exactly.
I actually hate getting into that argument, really. Shame on you people praising a young Chelsea player. I get it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Madison is better than Mount. That's not why I'm here. Coach and panel, should Chelsea pay 100 to 120 million pounds for Caicedo, or should Chelsea walk away? I don't think we should pay up to 100 million for him. I don't think we should actually pay 90. That's too much. But again, that's my opinion. We're not sure what the club are going to do. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. There's still just too much to read here. Let's see what Simpson has to say here. Is that I hope I said your name correctly? Guys, be fair. There's no way all these young players are coming in, getting more money than Mount. That's fair. No, nobody's saying that's fair. Again, I'm not sure. I hate discussing his salary. Actually, that's not my business. And I get it. Some people sometimes will come here. Why should Mount be asking for £300,000 or £200,000? It's not my freaking business. It's his job. He has every right to ask whatever amount he feels like it's worth. It's just that. That's how I see it, and I hate discussing that. Honestly, they tried to negotiate, but they are not agreeing on terms. He said he wanted out, and again, for United to come out and say that they're confident he's not going to sign a new contract at Chelsea, that tells me a lot. But that's just my opinion. This is Broya. Brighton is a good deal. He wants Broya to Brighton is a good deal. He was too raw the times he played in the first team.
Right?
Okay, then how is he going to become mature? He's going to become mature by playing.
Coach, how many games did Broha play?
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, that's a good question. How many games did he play?
And one game that he played and he scored. So
usually the best player is the highest paid, not because you came up from the cup. I think lots of sentiments are flying around, and I'm done talking about the Mount again. I'm done with the Mount argument. We have all the copies, and the moment I scroll to the very bottom, please, if whatever you have in the chat is not aligned with the current topic, I'm going to skip it. It can be exhausting to be switching from one topic to the other. No player is bigger than the club yet. Okay, Chelsea players can put a club on the map. Oh yeah, I agree with you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, and please go check out Talk's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Unfortunately, people, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom soon. I can't read everything you have there in the chat. Mount wants to leave Chelsea more than Ziyech. It seems. I'm not sure how you arrived at that conclusion. Let's see, what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. What's up to you too? Deeks 7. I don't know how to pronounce what again the letters, what they stand for. Most seem to have forgotten there was a deal ready on the table until Wood changed it. Okay, keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's see what else we have here. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions. So sorry. And from now on, please keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I'd skip your comment. Let's see what else we have lined up here. About this man here, I'd say 60 million is a good price. For me, even 50 is a good price. He's been here for 3 years, and we paid around 63 or 67 million pounds for him.
No, I thought it was 72, wasn't it?
72
Was it
million,
up to that?
72 million.
72, yeah.
was it 70? Is it 72 million euros or pounds?
No,
That's what
pounds. I think it was pounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, but these are what you make of it. To me, honestly, even 50 would be a good price. Since he wants to leave, because if we force him to stay, he'd have again about how long left on his contract the coming season?
Got 2 years left. 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah, and to me that's not okay, really. But you go ahead. What do you think we should do? Take it and run with it, or
listen? I think you guys know how I feel about Kai. I don't want him to leave Chelsea, but the bottom line is, if he wants to go, that's what it is. At the end of the day, he has to go. That's what he wants. 55 million. They're talking about 55 million with adding on 5 million on top of that. So you're looking at 16 million in total for him. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a good deal. If Arsenal are going to give that to us, But I said it already. I can even though people seem to laugh at Kai Havertz's situation, all the fans are out there giving it Kai this, Kai's useless, Kai's crap. Get him out of my football club. Yeah, get him out of the football club. I've said it. He'll go, and I just think under Arteta, he'll make him a better player. That's what I personally think. Even though people seem to think that they don't know what kind of position he's going to play in, I think you find if you see him play as he played at Leverkusen, and Arteta manages to unlock that. I can see a player at Arsenal. So, yeah, good luck to him. If he goes and balls out Arsenal, good luck to him on that. And he deserves it. He's a good player. But unfortunately, he wants to leave Chelsea. He's got to go. He's not bigger than the club, so he's got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's as much as I like Kai, as much as I know there's a good player in him, the fact that he's told the club that he wants to leave, he's made it clear, according to reports, that he wants to leave. I'm all for him leaving, and I don't care what club he joins, honestly. And I've told people, especially those that are calling for the club to sell him, and then he decides he wants to join Arsenal, even though Bayern wants him, according to rumors, and you're calling him a snake. You have no right whatsoever to dictate what club he joins. You have no right whatsoever to slander him because they call him a snake because he decides, okay, you know what, he wants to join Arsenal. You don't want him. Why are you concerned that he do well at Arsenal? That's the question I've asked them, and nobody. When you ask that question, some will start telling you, "I don't think he'd do well at Arsenal." Then shut it and let the guy move on. It's as simple as that. Again, I think as long as he wants to leave, just let him go. Your thoughts? What do you have to say? And Boogeyman, thank you so much for finding the time to join us here today. I appreciate that. Roger, how about you? What do you think?
Listen, I still believe that Kai, his top shelf, his potential has yet to be
unlocked,
realized, shall we say. He hasn't reached it. He's still very young. So for the next 4 to 6 years, he has a great window to expand his horizon, his portfolio. If coached properly, he can excel. I've seen what he does for Germany. When utilized in the correct position, he can be an excellent passer, especially when dropping deep. As you have said often, he's a very good passer of the ball. He's a very technical
but
player.
I don't think too many Chelsea fans know that.
No,
because
I think
how we've used them.
The thing that I'm saddened is that, yes, I understand he wants to leave, and I wish him well, exactly like DJ, but I would hate to see it where he would excel and become the player we believe he can be for another team.
Do we have the right to
it's not about do we have the right? That's an irrational question, Coach. I'm just giving you my opinion based on the fact that do we have the right?
But especially for those that are calling for the club to sell him. What do you make of them calling him snake because he's joining Arsenal?
That's obviously immature and it's not warranted. I'm just saying from a selfish perspective as a Chelsea fan, I would hate to see. I would always want him to succeed because I think he's done so much for Chelsea for obvious reasons. But I would love to see him excel and reach his potential with Chelsea rather than anyone else. That's where I stand.
Yeah, again, here's the thing, Roger. I know I like him. Unfortunately for him, just to use him in a manner that actually most Chelsea fans don't know he's more of a creator than a number 9. He's actually a good passer of the ball. And for those that are paying attention, when you've seen him drop it, you can see, I think most of us have seen flashes of what he's capable of doing when deployed in a deeper position. But that's, by the way, my biggest argument is against those that are calling for the club to sell him, take the money, even if it is 20, 25 million, take it. Then they turn around and say, why is he joining Arsenal? He's a snake. Honestly.
Well, yeah, that doesn't make sense, though.
Right to dictate what club he joins.
But do you know what, though, Coach? They're the same fans here that want him gone. The ones that are going to call him a snake are the same fans that want him gone. So they can't have it both ways. They're the same fans that are crying out for him.
They have no right to dictate what club he joins.
Yeah.
That's where my argument lies. That's the fight I have for them against them. And here's the thing: I don't think the club wants to sell him, but the fact that we're learning that he's told them he wants to leave, that's the reason why we can. And we've seen reports saying something to the effect of it's either he signs a new contract or they have no option to sell him because they know the risk of leaving it until next season. Then he'd go for less. So now it's the time to let him go, to sell him and get a sizable fee from his sale if he really wants to go as rumored. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else we have here. The good thing is that both Kai Havertz and Mount are replaceable players. Are replaceable players because I see nothing so special about them. Again, that's your opinion. A lot of people will tell you they see more. For me, for Kai, I see more. Again, I have different arguments for both players, and I hate to get into it really. Arsenal got to pay up. I think they want him. Thanks for the memories, Kai, but no way I am declining that offer. I think that's a good offer, really, honestly. But Roger, you haven't said whether you think that's a good offer or not.
Yeah, it's very well mathematically on the ledger. It's excellent when you look at, the amortization over the 3 years. We'll be making a profit based on that factor of the ledger. We bought him for 72. If we sell him for 50 to 60, I mean, yes, that's good, but you have to understand that 72 million 3 years ago is substantially more than the going rate of 72 million now. Your 72 million barely buys you a backup tea lady, so I don't know. 72 million 3 years ago was an awful lot of money. It was basically the equivalent of 100 million now. But regardless,
so you're thinking we should be asking for more?
I didn't say that. I'm just
asking. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I listen. If we get 60 odd, that's fine, I guess. But when you consider what we paid for him 3 years ago, 72 million was substantially worth a lot more then, based on the market valuation. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. I'm going to come back to this one in a bit. So I want to get your thoughts whether you think 25 million for Kovacic is good. Sorry, Ty, you go ahead. What you make of the Arsenal's improved offer?
Accept it, run away, and move on. That's what I think. At this point, we're not going to get back 84 million euros, and in that sense, I have some sentiment towards Havertz. I've already accepted that he's not performed at the level that he should have been performing at the player of that caliber, and what he's done for Germany compared to different. It's unfortunate that it hasn't really worked out in that sense, but I think just accept this and move on. It's better we do this now. He wants to leave the club and play this year. So therefore, let's let him leave the club, and that is a good value to accept. You're not gonna make a profit. You're gonna take the loss and move on. We have to accept that that's the case. We're gonna have a lot of losses this summer, so we just have to accept it, and then we move on. And this should be a lesson that we should be careful with these valuation of players and not go it. But I would say we should accept it. But Havertz, he's in the record books. He's in the history books rather for Chelsea.
Yep, he's etched his name there.
Yeah, for two reasons as well. He scored a winning goal in the Club World Cup and the Champions League. So I mean, he's gonna be in the history books. He's essentially scored a goal to win us that trophy that evaded us for so long. So it's he can leave the club with his head held high in some sense. Obviously, some fans or most fans will think that he didn't do good enough. But I think we should just take it and move on. I don't think there's any other.
It's a good deal.
Yeah,
it's a good offer, really. Honestly, it's a good offer. Just give me 1 second. Let me catch up.
The other thing I have.
Sorry?
The other thing I have an issue with, if I may quickly say, is that we're selling him to a rival. I understand he wants to stay in London. I get it, but to join a huge. This is another thing that I have an issue with Chelsea. We seem to sell some of our best players to our biggest rivals, like Man U, Arsenal. You know, it's like that needs to stop. Sorry?
Well, unfortunately, I think we're desperate to sell off players now, so we'll probably take the money to whoever pays us.
Yeah, but we weren't desperate before when we sold One Matter, etc. So
no, I get your point. I'm just saying, but I think we're really.
We have a history of it. It's annoying.
But was he successful?
But here's the thing: as much as I want Kai to do well, I think Arsenal they haven't the signings they've made for the players they've signed for us haven't really done well.
Exactly, that's my point.
They haven't. So maybe they're not superstitious, maybe to pay attention to that and say they can sign in players from Chelsea hasn't really actually worked for us. That is fair deal for Kai. We seem to have several players who are just worn out by this club and fans and want to move on. That may well be the case. Can't leaving again. Let's keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I'm going to skip your comment here. It's very unclear. It's very unclear where Havertz will play at Arsenal. We are earning good money for him, despite his performance. Take full advantage and sell to the highest bidder, even if it's Arsenal. You and I the same. I don't care what club he joins, really. Then these guys are gonna miss those 7 goals. Let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. And 1 assist. Chelsea still need another top winger unless the Villarreal guy I can also play on the wing. Sterling is the only top winger CFC. Mudryk and Mauricio. Please, let's keep the topics aligned. It can be exhausting to be switching between topics. We're talking about Kai Havertz right now. Otherwise, I'm going to skip your comment. Big up to the High Council. Big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. A petition to overrule Roger's plea again for Havertz. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We're seeing enough of Kai. I love him, but it's time for him to leave. The Premier League is bigger than him. That is your opinion. Well, the fact that he prefers a rival to other clubs is very suggestive of his allegiance. Okay, I see. I am not mad at him. I'm not mad at him for it though. But just like with Mount, the love for Chelsea isn't as high again as high as people say. Yes, then it's business for all parties involved.
It's business. Whatever club you are at does not matter. If football is football, it's a job. You go.
It's a job, yeah. Just they're working. They're working for money, just as you work for money.
If it wasn't football, people would not look. That's like saying somebody goes to another business that the business that they were at before is competing with the greatest. It doesn't matter. You go where you can get the money. You go to where you can get a new environment, and perhaps you can enhance your performance. That is what it is. It doesn't matter about allegiances and whatever, because at the end of the day, the club want him to reduce his wage as well. So obviously that means that they know that he's not performed well, and to reduce the valuation and how much they have to pay him on a weekly basis, they have to reduce it. So clearly it doesn't matter about allegiances. It doesn't matter. It's business at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's business for all parties involved. Yeah, where would Kai play? I don't know. It's a Teta's job to figure it out. Let's see. I don't know. Although they have Vieira for Odegaard's backup. So maybe Saka's backup. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I heard he wants to leave because he's been given a contract extension on a pay cut, and he's getting 150K a week. Can anyone shed some light on that? I can't shed some light on what I don't know. I don't think that's the case, really. I don't think they presented him with one. If they've done that, I think we would have learned about that a long time ago. But nothing as such has happened, to the best of my knowledge. Let me just phrase it like that. Trauma, nice to see you. Hello to you too. I hope you're doing well. 140 likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Kai chooses Arsenal because he wants to remain in London. And I don't blame him. Again, Chelsea board are trying to pay cut Kai wages from 150 towards 100K and extend his contract so we can sell him abroad or easier. I'm not sure what to make of that. Arsenal sign the players we don't want anymore. You can argue that's what they've been doing, but do I think Chelsea don't want Kai? I don't know really. We've seen conflicting reports, so to speak. One of the first reports we saw were the ones saying that Pochettino likes him and would like him to stay. And what was saying that Pochettino blocked his move, stopped Chelsea from selling him. So it's everywhere. So I don't know what to believe, really. I heard Kai will play LCM in Xhaka's position. Okay, let's see that happen. If he goes back to Germany, I definitely think we all would see that Kai we bought. But the Premier League, it's just not working for him. Kai has the potential to do what? To compete for Ballon d'Or. Okay, that's a good one right there. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I appreciate you all for 140 likes. Let's see, do we have anything else lined up here? Right, we've talked about Vega too. Again, this is just Mark Vega, what's his name? Gabri Vega saying Mauricio Pochettino has been in contact with Vega's environment, which is his camp, letting him know that he has a strong interest in training him next season. I'm not sure what to make of this report. I'm not too sure. But I guess it's trying to communicate that he's been trying to sell the project to Gabri Vega. So other than that, I don't know.
Coach.
Sorry?
The translation messed up the tweet. That's why it says environment. It should be camp or.
Okay. Okay, I see. If you're on the chat, people, keep dropping the likes on the chat, on the stream. And if you have any questions, shoot it now. We'll be rounding up in a bit. DJ, I don't know anything else you want to talk about, anything new you saw out there. Ty, please, can you speak about this report you shared with me? Can you please talk about it?
No, it's hilarious. It's saying it's from a Spanish outlet. It's saying that Chelsea offered a bid for 60 million euros for Tchouaméni, and it was rejected by Real Madrid. So they're gonna go back with 80 million. I don't know how reliable that is, but that is something that I saw. So it's interesting because
I think I've heard something similar to that before. They were looking to sign him from Real Madrid. I don't know the possibility, but go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah. So but even then, like, how likely is that? That's not possible. Then they're not going to accept. They're not going to accept. They're trying to rebuild their midfield, and Moji could leave because So I think this Saudi clubs have.
Is Modric leaving? I thought he rejected Saudi move.
Who's
Modric.
that?
Modric, so to speak.
Modric. Oh yeah. Apparently, yeah, they wanted him.
He rejected a move to Saudi, right?
Apparently he did. Yeah, that's right.
Really?
And yeah, he did. And the other one you were talking about, Tchouaméni. I understand Newcastle also apparently made an offer for him as well. That was conflicting reports that came out as well. Yeah, Newcastle, but that was again turned. I think they again said no.
I don't think Madrid will sell him.
And then today another report's gone out today that 5 clubs in the Premiership are chasing Valverde from Real Madrid as well.
Yeah.
Who in the Premiership can afford him? I think Newcastle alone.
What's that? Sorry, what was that? Sorry, Coachella?
I don't. What club in the Premier League can afford Valverde?
Well, let's talk. Man, he's 80 million. I think he's been quoted at 80 million, isn't it? As well for him.
Around that, yeah. Around that.
Yeah, Man U's not. Man U is. Let's put it this way: if that takeover gets done at Manchester United, they're going to do some business in the transfer window. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. They'll make some big signings, and they could probably afford someone like a Valverde, even a Tchouaméni. even possibly, may I say, Kylian Mbappe as well.
Kylian,
But he won't go there though.
They have deep pockets.
Yeah, I know.
DJ likes to butcher people's names. Kylian Mbappe.
Mbappe. Yeah, Man United said 150 million on the table for him, man.
Did they really? Or is this rumors?
Man United are not that crazy.
Nah, they were. Well, apparently, new owners want to make a what's that? Also, they say they want to make a big name signing that comes into the football club. And yeah, they have actually said. And apparently, there was the funny thing of all was there was reports going out the last couple of days on tweets saying that PSG will sell to Manchester United if they bid 150 million for him. I don't believe. I don't believe how true that is.
But I don't think Mbappe wants to go anywhere else other than Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's my personal take on it as well. Yeah,
and I don't think you can convince him to do otherwise, except if you're going to pay him maybe twice as much as what Madrid are willing to pay him. I think Madrid is his preferred. Everybody knows that. It's the worst hidden secret actually. Sorry.
He said that in an interview. He said that when he signed the extension, was it extension? When he decided to stay at when he decided to stay at PSG, he came out. There was this French interview, and he said that yes, Real Madrid are a top club, and you never know. I could end up there in the future. You may never know. The future is not decided yet, so you never know. He said that he's literally said that he's open to it, and he's not gonna extend, and it opens the chance of him leaving on a free. It gives Real Madrid a better opportunity to get him.
But Ty, do you think now that Luis Enrique is the manager at PSG, do you not think he may consider to stay?
Has he joined them? The last time I heard, they were again in the final stages.
Very close.
Yeah, it's very close. Very close to happening.
Yeah, so they rejected Nagelsmann.
The beautiful game is hilarious.
So they rejected Nagelsmann.
Mbappe's cross between Demba Ba and Mbappe.
Qatar United. Let's see what else we have here. I heard that Vlahovic is a striker we're getting. I'm not too sure. Rumors are that will be the case. Mbappe, that's what DJ called him. He's a good player. A cross between Demba Ba and Mbappe.
I said Mbappe. Honestly, I said Mbappe.
No, you said Mbappe. You should go watch it out. Watch it out.
Oh, sorry, guys. I butchered that. No, Mbappe. Sorry.
Soft crowd, DJ.
You're thinking about Demba Ba.
God. Mate.
Oh, DJ, are we really serious about Vlahovic?
He's been mentioned, yes, as a option. I know there's, as I was saying earlier on, Pichula, I was saying on the stream earlier on that yes, Jackson would be nice. I mean, I wouldn't mind having Jackson to lead the line, but I think because of his age, it may not be the main. He might not be the main striker that we're going to go with to lead the line. This is why they're looking to bring in another striker. And yes, Vlahovic has been mentioned as an option, along with still Osimhen is not out of it all, but I can't see it happening.
I don't think we'll get to Osimhen. He's on the verge of signing a 3-year extension.
Yeah, but Vlahovic is most likely.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Vlahovic is most likely, mate. It wouldn't surprise me if Vlahovic is.
How much would he cost?
That's a good question.
The same price, actually. I think it's going to be expensive too. But no, it's not going to be as expensive as Osimhen. You're talking about Vlahovic, right?
Probably 50 to 60 million.
Probably more, honestly. But are we really serious about Vlahovic? I'm not too sure. We're going to spend that much money on this striker, really. Sorry?
Should we really? Should we?
Yeah.
We shouldn't. I don't think we should. I think, yes, then, what's his name? Broya, especially what's his name? Not Michael Jackson, Nicolas Jackson. He's the perfect Pochettino type of striker.
Really?
Honestly.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to upload a video about that too.
Yeah, because he can play on the flanks, he can play centrally, he can drop the participate in the play, and he got an assist for Senegal the other day, actually. DJ, let's talk about this one here.
Sure.
Let's round off with this topic here. This one, according to One Football, City has officially submitted a 25 million bid for Kovacic. Do you think it's a good price for Kovacic? 25 million pounds. When I heard everything will amount to 30 million pounds. Do you think that's a good price for him?
I mean, that's about right, I'd say. I mean, what's he got? What's he got? 1 year left? Is it 1 year left or 2 years left on his contract?
Let me check for you.
1 year.
Is it 1 year
1
left
year
on his
left.
contract?
So it's a risk, really. So it's a good price for me.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think that's not bad. He's still, what, 29 years old? So, yeah, I mean, that kind of price, 25, 30 million, I probably would say about is right for him. You know, and I know Manchester City are going to try their best to negotiate that down, but hopefully Chelsea will stand their ground and say 25 to 30. I think it's a fair price, personally.
He's going to go for like 35 million euros, like 30 million pounds.
Yeah. So that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's about right. I would say that's right. Would you not say, Roger? That's about right for him?
I think it's fair based on the fact there's only 1 year left on this contract.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, One Football is reporting that, actually, they submitted £25 million for Mateo Kovacic. Yeah, for me, I don't know. Go ahead with what you're saying, DJ.
No. I was just saying. Yeah, I think that's about right for him.
That's a 50 million loss.
Yeah.
Ty, do you think it's a good price?
I heard that it was 35 million euros or 30 million pounds.
It's 25 million pounds and 34 million euros. It's a loss for Chelsea. I think after the loan,
I think he served us well. I do consider how long the player have served us and how well he's done for us. I think it's a fair price, really.
It's a fair price, but it's still a loss. It's still a loss. But when you look at the monetary side of it, it's a loss. Because
Roger, would you say it's a loss?
Yeah, I don't know about loss, but it's. I think they could get 5
Roger,
million more.
can you tell Ty what you told me when I said people has no right? That's irrational, really.
What's this? What you said?
Roger. That was what Roger told me when I made the argument. People shouldn't question what club Kai joins. But go ahead, Roger. That was hilarious.
I honestly, I wouldn't define it as a technically a loss, but I think he's what I say 30 million would be fair. I'm talking about sterling here, pounds.
Wow.
I think that's fair.
Wow. But you wouldn't have. You don't think 25 is good?
I mean, listen, it's what the market bears. It's that simple. I think Chelsea will sell him for. If that is the case, I heard yesterday it was 35 million euros, which is 13 million pounds. So apparently it's gone. I think Chelsea will sell him at 25 million pounds if that's the case.
Can I explain why I say it's a loss?
Okay, your definition. Go for it.
Elaborate that.
If I'm not mistaken, a loss means that you sold something for less than you paid for it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily based on depreciation. Don't forget it's amortization. No. On the actual books, it's not a loss. On the ledger,
it's
on
not
the book,
a loss?
No, it's not based on the amortization of the depreciation based on the length of the contract. That's how it's worked in UEFA and FIFA.
What about so
do you understand the concept?
Yeah, let's say for example, we had him on loan first. We paid
the 1 year loan, yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm not. Was there a buy option or did we go back in for him?
We bought him. So
5
he
year
was on loan,
contract.
and we actually bought him based on the fact that, don't forget, we had a ban, we had a purchase ban, but we were able to do it because we had a buy option in the loan.
Okay, so that is 40, and we paid 40 million for him, 40 million pounds. Okay, so judging by that, he said based on contract and length of contract. How much is that spreading over the 5 year contract?
So that's what 40 million divided by 5,
and that's 8.
Mm-hmm.
How about the contract that he's supposedly gonna get at City? And at his age, just entering his prime.
Yeah, I don't know about just entering. He's in his prime. He has been in his prime since 27, 28. That's generally when a player enters.
Last year. He turned 28 last year.
Yeah, 27 to 28, around there, based. And listen, a person's prime based on that is between 27 and 30. So he's in the middle of his prime.
All right, Bobby, I don't know you have any 2 cents to add to that one before we round off with this question. Some Some Iranian asking whether we should bring back Eden Hazard. But Bobby, if you have anything to add, Kovacic price tag and Kai Havertz price tag, two of them, what you make of it? Good offers. Would you take them, or do you think we should ask for more?
I don't think 25 million is a bad price for Kovacic. Unsurprisingly, I'm with Roger. There is a depreciation in Kovacic. He has served us. I think we've got actually the best out of Kovacic right now.
So you agree with me on that part that he has served us well?
I think he served us well. Right now, his performances on the pitch are patchy. He has moments.
You can say that about everybody last year, Bobby.
Yeah, but I'm even talking of, I watched him in the European Nations League final. He did patchy work for Croatia. Even beside the great Luka Modric, he just wasn't. You could see that age-old problem of his inability to finish in the final third.
Oh yeah, that's always been his MO.
They wouldn't dare put him amongst the penalty takers, and I think perhaps the best for his career at this point, because it is diminishing returns at this point, is to go to Pep Guardiola, who, with his team, will probably have the best sort of use for him that anybody can have with his ability and his age. And I would take 25 million. I think that's fair enough. I really do. As for Kai Havertz, personally, I think, since he wants to go, and if we are still, ambitious to bring in the right type of players, I would take 65. Just put the word out there to Arsenal that 65 could do the deal. It's unfortunate, but that's just it. That's probably about the same amount for Mason Mount as well if he wants to go.
Mm-hmm. While you're still there, Bobby, don't go yet, Bobby, please. This brother on the screen says, he's asking whether we should consider bringing back Eden Hazard. For me, I'm not sure how to answer that one. I don't have an answer. But what do you think, Bobby?
I think there comes a time you just have to let go. You just can't keep going round the same mountain. Eden was an excellent player for us. I think Eden Hazard probably did us and indeed other players that coming to Chelsea a big favour. He has a legacy at the club, and the lesson he has shown is all this talk of Real Madrid, Real Madrid, Real Madrid. Sometimes when you are a player of his ilk and you have managed to achieve what he did at the club, your legacy lies with that club. There's nothing Real Madrid can really have to offer you. And he made a mistake leaving Chelsea. I'm sure he himself will admit that. There were several that perhaps you say, no, they didn't. Thibaut Courtois always had his leg out of the door. I think Chelsea's disadvantage was that they were not able to bring him home sooner because of the form of Petr Cech. I mean, Petr Cech was just irreplaceable. So he languished, I won't say languished, but he hung around in Spain as a very young kid so long that he actually got the Spanish appetite. And, Real Madrid was inevitable for him, I guess, especially with his children and family there. But no, is the answer to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got to, since there is a total squad will rebuild, let's go for it. We have the football people making the football decisions. We have the scouts. We just have to follow what they are doing. And I think any divergence based on sentiment and things like that will not be the way to go. Look at me. I love Mason Mount. I even loved Kai Havertz that a lot of people didn't want. But I think I'm objective enough to see that there is a total rebuild going on here.
for sure.
Yeah, you know, if
Yeah.
with FFP and so on, if we have to let go of some of these guys that we dreamt of them reaching lofty heights at Chelsea, well, you know, so be it. We need to move forward.
Yeah, Ty, how about you? You think we should go? We should bring him. Consider bringing him back, or Ty is gone. Roger, how about you?
No, I think he's based on the fact that he is not exactly renowned for keeping a fitness regimen. You know, showing up overweight each pre-season, so forth. He was never renowned for being a gym rat, and if you're not doing it in your early to mid 20s, you're certainly not going to be doing it in your 30s. And you know as well as I do, the older you get, the harder it is to rehabilitate from an injury or small knock. And those small knocks turned into much bigger knocks. And therefore, because he wasn't disciplined, he doesn't have the, shall we say, Ronaldo ethos for looking after one's body. You can tell he played for fun. He's a most talented, gifted individual that enjoyed doing it. But you could tell he's. I think he could have elongated his career had he taken care of his body more. And sadly, he didn't do this. And I think if he does return, the chance of him staying healthy in this very physical league, knowing that he led the league virtually every year, being fouled the most, I think he'll be just throwing money down the drain.
Yeah, it's one that wouldn't make any sense. DJ, do you have anything to add to that? You want him back?
No, I have to agree with my fellow brothers on here. 100%. You know, I don't think we should bring him back. He's done what he's done at Chelsea. He went off to Real Madrid. You know, he's not been the same player as we know he has been. And coming back, they always say, you know, you should never come back. I just think you should just leave it there. We've done what we've done with Hazard in terms of what he's won with us and the legend that he is, and we just leave it there, mate. Personally,
yeah, I think you should leave it there. One more question. We'll address that. Let me just get this and come back to the question. This says, Hazard left us the greatest parting gift. Parting gift. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, parting gift by winning the UEFA Champions League with Real Madrid, which netted us 20 million. So let's not ruin the memory, shall we? I think I agree with you. It's a goalkeeper discussion finish. Yeah, we're done with that, but we'll round it off in a bit. Let's answer this question and call it a day. DJ, I'm going to start with your question. Yeah. Is it that Kane is the only loyal diehard footballer out there? Why he doesn't want to come to Chelsea and upset his fan base at Tottenham? Why doesn't he want to do that? Because Kane would do us well. I'm not going to try to answer this question because you're not going to believe how I answer it. But the question I want to ask you before I hand over to DJ: if you were Harry Kane, would you come to Chelsea now if what you want to do at your age is win something? You tell yourself, answer that question yourself. But DJ, you go ahead. You can see the question on the screen.
Yes, I see it. I have to say, this is the most shocking question in world football of why Harry Kane does not want to go anywhere and win a trophy. The guy deserves it. I think he's an absolute quality striker, even though he's a Tottenham player. I think he's class. I think he would do well in a Chelsea shirt personally, but it's never going to happen. And let's be honest, he wants to do what Alan Shearer did, didn't he? Alan Shearer didn't care about trophies. All he cared about was breaking records, and that's breaking the record for his club. And that's all he wants to do at Tottenham. He wants to be a legend at Tottenham. Whether that's going to win him a trophy this season under Postecoglou, I don't know.
Do you think he leaves Tottenham before his career ends? I think he does.
You think
I think he will leave. I think Kane would want to win something.
I hope he
does.
The mentality. I hope he does.
But go ahead, DJ. Go ahead with what you were saying.
No, I really hope he does. For his sake, I hope because if any player does deserve a trophy and something to win, it's him. And I'm just shocked that this guy has just not made that decision to want to go somewhere and do that. He's not going to do it at Tottenham, let's be honest. Sorry, Tottenham fans out there, anyone's watching this, you're watching. Sorry, it's not going to happen at Tottenham. And if I was him, I'd move on. I mean, look at the clubs that are looking at him. Real Madrid, Manchester United. I mean, these are
Bayern.
clubs. Bayern. These are clubs that he can go and win trophies. Even Chelsea, I'd say,
And
put us in that
and
category.
they're interested in signing him. All of them are interested in signing him. Even Madrid.
Yeah, all teams that have won things and won things in it, won loads and loads of trophies between all the clubs that want him, and this guy wants to sit around in Tottenham. It's his own back, mate. At the end
If he
of the day,
went to
And
Real,
here's the thing. I think he was convinced to stay on that top. Probably he thought they'd be able to win something on that Antonio Conte. And just quickly before I hand over to Roger, let me do a bit of tapping for him so that to make it a bit difficult for him. First of all, here are reasons you should bear at the back of your mind that even if he's a free agent now, he's not going to come to Chelsea. At his age, he wants to go to a club where if he goes, he gets to win. He gets a chance to win the Champions League immediately. And Chelsea isn't that club right now. Plus, again, his loyalty to Tottenham, even as a free agent, as long as he wasn't, they didn't part ways by punching each other. I don't think he'd come to Chelsea. And as long as he's not a free agent, Daniel Levy will not sell to Chelsea.
exactly.
He sold Modric to Real Madrid for a lesser fee instead of selling him to Chelsea that wants to pay more. That wanted to pay more at that time. So that's just my opinion, but I think to me it makes sense that he's not going to come to Chelsea now, even if we put a $200 million bid. But go ahead.
I think the key to what you've just said is what you've just said, that he was convinced to stay at Tottenham. What I think is that his representatives were not as smart as the club, because Harry Kane is a victim of his contract with Spurs. And, I think all this, I'm Spurs loyalty is very overstated. He has been tied in certain legal knots, certain contractual knots. He has been overpriced at times. Look at how when Man United, when they went for him last season, the price tag that was put on his head. And why was that? Because of his length of contract. I don't personally believe that Harry Kane is that happy at Spurs. I think he has some loyalty because he's a Spurs boy. I think he has a lot of professionalism because he's very professional as a footballer. But is he very happy? No. I think he's contractually tied in knots. His actions last summer, although, he came up with some story about one of his kids being ill and all that. But I think that was an agitated move. But he had to sidestep it because contractually he was in problems. And when you have a club as big as that with a PR machine, he's England captain, he didn't really want all that damage. So Kane is not happy at Spurs. Let's get off this, we're so loyal to Spurs. No. If he had 1 year or less than a year left on his contract, he will go hop, skipping and dancing to Chelsea if Chelsea come knocking. Trust me. But he doesn't. Now, is Chelsea his first choice? Not as a Spurs person, no. But will he go to Chelsea if Chelsea approach him? Bet your bottom dollar he will. I don't believe any of it that he will not.
I'm not so sure, Bobby.
He's done. He's just there because he has to be there. And he will keep smiling for the cameras. But behind him, he wants to leave. Now, will anybody cough up Levy's ransom for him? I doubt it because it's too much. I mean, Daniel Levy is talking about 120 million. Is that really worth the investment for a player of his age? He'll give you instant gratification, perhaps, but, will he be able to give you
Did we lose him?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, there's something just interfere. Harry Kane has got to that point in his career where you're just waiting for when the dip will start. because it will start. You can see it, it's coming slowly. 1 or 2 games, the ball comes and he doesn't quite get there as quickly as he would have a couple of seasons earlier. And that's how it comes, then suddenly bang, he's playing with his brain, less with his body, taking that bit longer to recover from injury. He is getting to that stage. So I feel sorry for him. I really do. He's trying to get the best out of some poor decisions he made.
Yeah, how about you, Roger? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree and I disagree to a certain extent, respectfully, Bobby. You're right in some regards. Listen, I think it's his own fault in many regards, or the people surrounding him. But don't forget, he had statistically speaking, his most successful season last year, scoring goals. I'm not sure whether that included playing for country or not, but he scored 30 goals, I think, for Tottenham last year. Not bad, for a person that is his age. What is he? Early 30s, 29, 30, somewhere around there. I think he definitely, listen, he's completed one of his boxes to tick, and that is being Spurs' all-time leading scorer. His next objective is to be the Premier League's all-time leading scorer. And so, therefore, I probably don't see him going to places like Real or Bayern, unless, you're right. Levy will not sell him to Chelsea. He just won't, regardless. Unless we put down 300-400 million. I'm being silly there. But, something of that sort. I think he should have gone to. He shouldn't have extended his contract a couple of years ago, first of all. But having said that, he can still achieve trophy silverware in the next couple of years if he runs out his contract and he goes to City, or if they sell Haaland, or if he goes to United, even etc. I believe that's possible. But even if that's not the case, don't forget there are other leagues like going to Real Madrid that you're basically automatically guaranteeing silverware, and possibly even the Champions League, because I think if he goes to Real Madrid next year, he will be very successful there. He's technical on both feet, and aerially he's excellent. Yes, he's never had speed to lose in the first place, so he may be slightly a step slower, but I still think he can be. Him and Lewandowski and Haaland, I think, and Osimhen are probably the best strikers in the world right now. So I think that those four could probably play for any team in the world right now. And I think Kane can. I don't see him coming to Chelsea ever. You're right about that. But I don't see him wanting to come, even if he could, to Chelsea. That would be a last resort. He'd prefer to go to United or City or Real Madrid or Bayern before Chelsea. That's my view anyway.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Where he get the chance to win something immediately, or where he believes he can win something immediately.
That and the fact that Chelsea are not exactly on the rise. We're actually in a quagmire right now. So when you take that into consideration, that's also part of the equation. Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Again, I wish that the possibility is there. I've read that one. This one here says it's the goalkeeper discussion finished. Yeah, it is finished. MLS teams has contacted the Zad. I hope he goes. I hope he comes to the MLS. I think he'd do well. But there's a chance a European club gives him a chance also. In Belgium, the media are thinking that Eden will retire. I don't think he retires. He's still too young, and he loves football so much. I cannot stand that phrase, trust the process. That Kane assist of Saka's goal last night was worthy of a trophy-winning team. Levy clearly blackmailing him. Let's see what else we have here. I think we're about to round off right now. Why is it okay for Kane to come to Chelsea? If it is not okay for Kai to go to Arsenal.
Because Kane is a Tottenham player from youth, that's why. Kai, where did he come from?
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. With that, we've come to the end of our discussion today. I think it's been an excellent discussion. I want to say thank you to Ty, who was here and wanted to jump right now, but I had to signal to him. We're rounding up. Thank you to Bob, even though he's not 100%, but he's found time to join us. Thank you to Roger. Thank you to DJ. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to Oladipo Mesole. Thank you to the Blue. Again, I appreciate you all. Thank you, Chelsea, all the way. Mr. Troublemaker, Keyshawn. Thank you, the New York guy. I appreciate you. And Iranian, some Iranian. Thank you for that contribution there in the chat. To all of you in the chat, if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys on Saturday when I come back. God bless us all. See you guys next time, and bye.
Peace, everyone. Cheers.
Peace.